I'm worried about.
We're live.
And we're live. Hey, hi, how you doing?
Hi, peeps. I know it's been a while, but welcome back.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Welcome back to Tears of Kairos. We've been off for a couple of weeks because life does things, and when it does things, we cannot help but have to do the things to keep up.
And it's sure be doing them.
I don't know, right? So, I am Neysa Does Cosplay. I am the DM. You will notice, we're going to go through this really quick. Down below there somewhere, there should be like a little QR code and maybe a little blurb that is for our current charity of the quarter. We are playing games and accepting donations for the Trevor Project, which provides support and camaraderie and community for displaced LGBTQ Alphabet Mafia individuals, especially teenagers whose families suck. We're doing that until the end of March, so we got a couple more weeks of that. It's super cool, so if you can donate, we thank you very much. And all the teenagers that need the assistance the Trevor Project provides, thank you as well. Who do I have at the table?
You have Ninja Spence 21 playing Zhonya Embersong, the Time Wizard, Fire Genasi.
You said Jed playing Arten, Dawnwatcher, the Leonin Biter.
Hewitt or Miro playing Fil'verl Ettin, Astral Elf Sorlock.
Copy lock. Alright, so I know it's been a while, and I know I kind of put y'all through the ringer last time. So, to earn 2 inspirations tonight, what happened 2 weeks ago?
See, what happened was...
You messed it up.
What?
We had a thing.
We had a thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Last time on Tears of Kairos.
Alright, see, what happened was...
There's some bugs. They got a whole pile of stuff doing weird bug shit.
Can we clarify real quick? Did we start last episode when we walked into that room?
Yes.
Did we stop?
Yes, we stopped when we walked into the room full of bugs doing bugly stuff.
Okay, so
on their bags of swag.
The crew, the unnamed crew, found themselves looking down on their prize, surrounded by a large amount, dozens of worms, caterpillars, centipedes,
Angry purple centipedes.
We're here to tell you your fate and steal your shit.
Although they knew that they could easily destroy them with one fireball, or gravity bomb,
there's a million of us.
All the things that have mass area effects. Arten, in his infinite wisdom, decided we could talk. We should talk. Make a bargain with these centipedes.
One of them named Wayne Brady and just said, let's just make a deal.
So, like Wayne Brady, we made a deal. Arten let them bite him and crit upon his arm. In return, he got the needed stones.
Yeah, he grabbed the stones and got critted on.
The same thing happened to the old what's the guy's name?
Watcher.
Corloth. Totally not Warloth or Corloth. It's Corloth.
Or else that who shall not be named.
Kevin.
Same thing happened to him. Then we traveled outside the hole.
Not before that.
There was a toy.
Yeah, there was a poppin' doll.
There's a poppin' poppet.
Yeah.
We'll get the poppin'.
And we didn't.
I forgot to mention.
We let it stay dropping.
I forgot to mention poppin'. Poppin', a traveler who we met along the road, had also been captured by the angry purple centipedes.
I'm not sure how I feel about the Nick Cage Arten voice.
It's a thing.
It is a thing, and I'm not sure how I feel about the thing.
You'll get used to it. It grows on.
Well, he could say what happened last 2 weeks like this.
We should do this together.
Okay, so I've got Nick Cage, Arten, and Shatner Phil.
Yep.
Phil Shatner.
I was trying to do that. Good. I did such a bad Christopher Walken.
I know. It's great. I was like, this is Walken, but she said Phil Shatner, so it's Phil Shatner now.
I forgot to do Shatner. There was a bunch of centipedes in the bottom, and we had to deal with them. But He chose diplomacy. The right way of a civilized man.
We did not pick up the doll. We left it there. And then we ascended through the hole. And everybody's like, whoa. Because I felt like I was doing more of a...
You went Keanu Reeves.
I went
there
Keanu
for a
Reeves.
second. All right, hold on. Now
Like,
switch to Spence. We go up, we submerge into the surface.
And then we have going to do friend dresser. God help us.
Yes!
Get it.
Well, then we had basically went up and then we had just basically, we were about to be like, okay, we got our stone, let's go. And then Pavin just turned heel and like, pardon me, we're going to get that from y'all.
Give me them that rocks, boy.
Zhonya and Phil were just like, fuck you, and tried to do magic things to him, but he was like, no.
Arten realizing that no magic was actually hurting this guy. Things that should hurt him, he's like, whatever. Puts the rock away, and the guy sees the other rocks, and he's like, I want them all. And I was like, bitch, nah. And then Phil turns to Arten and says, run, kitty, run. And I was like...
And Force shunted him into another dimension that didn't quite want him, so... It wasn't pleasant, and then he woke back up in a world of pain of sickening radiance.
By the time that, what's his name? Pavin popped back into this plane, we were all sprinting away. Me being one of the fastest, because obviously my lean and physique got me there. Nothing to do with anyone else doing anything. It's not like people were pushing me faster than I could normally run because I had all the stones or anything like that. No, it's just my muscles. It's because of thunder and lightning.
You know, if you're running, that's the thighs.
Sorry.
I think that should be.
Lightning.
That should be.
Sorry, no. It's liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I'm gonna have to just switch to something less nasal.
And then on that note, we ran. I ran and I ran and I ran and I ran some
so
more.
far away.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter?
No.
No.
That band deserves what it got.
So basically, I said we were running away, and then that Zhonya turned around like, wait, human Pavin turned into gravity dragon mofo.
To be fair, he wasn't even human to begin with, guys.
Which we don't know.
He was blue-skinned humanoid.
He was human-esque.
He was humanist.
He turned into Draben.
Yes.
He did.
And then that just basically, while Tracy's sequence was going on, Zhonya did a dumb as no other wizard should be able to do this. She's beefy wizard. Don't try this at home, kids. So she basically went toe-to-toe with this dragon by herself. Most of the time, and then that the dragon pinned her down. Basically it was like that. I will spare you if you basically tell me where the stones went. She pointed at the right direction, but then she did a 180 okie doke on them, and basically gravity sinkholed them, and then got angry, and she got hurt, real hurt.
So we may have fudged a few numbers on the runaway sequences, because running away sequences are hard to deal with when you've got one person going one way with the Gobbo friend, one person going the other way without anybody, one person squaring off with a dragon, and then best buddy and technically shift manager got left behind. So
due to the art of leading, not death, Phil got caught up with.
Temporarily, and
I Eldritch blast him in the face, then the ass, and then the face again. And then he was blind and Pavin again.
Oh, he went face-ass face?
Yeah.
He had went ass over tail key cutter.
yeah.
That's gross, man. You don't go face-ass face. That's an order you should not do.
Yeah, you never go ass to mouth. Anyway, so, hits the ground, and we booked it in opposite directions because Phil said this to the DM outside of the game already. Pavin is not our problem unless he follows us through dimensions. Then he is. Right now, we leave his ass here and keep going.
So right now, the way things set are, Arten was booking it essentially northwest from the ruined city of Maleasmere. Phil was heading pretty much east-northeast when we were all said and done. Zhonya was heading kind of
Hold on. So
northeast.
if this was north, what is north straight from you?
North is straight from me.
Okay, that.
Yeah.
Okay, I was tracking north towards the TV.
Arten going this way. Phil going this way. Zhonya going like this because she was going to go opposite of Phil after Pavan got de-dragoned and was a little bit shaken up. And somewhere in the background, Kiorloth and Erebos were on a different path as well. Now, one thing that Kiorloth had made passing mention of, kind of at the last second, was that supposedly there's a river, and that theoretically he had a boat, like a pocket boat, that y'all could have taken the river.
Yeah, he does.
But, what? Huh?
He has a pocket boat.
Oh.
Giggity.
I don't get it.
Is that a boat in your pants, or are you just happy to see it?
Okay.
It's large, it's hard, made of wood, floats.
Okay.
You can take fun trips on it.
Alright, so, giggity. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have each of y'all roll. Y'all can have your 2 inspos, catch everybody back up. And everybody,
I'm back to 2.
everybody roll me a flat d20. We'll see who we're gonna catch up with first.
It's gonna be me, because I just rolled a 20. No, I didn't. That's a 10.
I rolled 12.
19.
That's a whole 10.
Okay, so Zhonya. I'm not gonna have everybody leave the table this time.
Good, because that's lame.
We're trying to get everybody
Right.
back together, so let's make this happen. So Zhonya. Phil saved your bacon,
Yeah.
popped Pavan hard enough that he de-dragonified and fell kind of stunned, and you and Zarina took off as fast as you could, bleeding and a little bit the worse for wear. But you were heading just... Your only orientation at this point is away from wherever Phil was running to. Keep the party separated. So, give me a survival check, please.
That tracks. That is an 8.
Okay. You have absolutely no idea what direction you're traveling. And you are... It seems like you're finding the most overgrown way through the trees. You are not making a lot of headway there.
You found the brambles and the sticker bush.
You have found the thicket of all thickets.
Proud of you.
Okay. Behind you, a good ways away, you can hear Pavan's voice. You can't quite make out what he's saying, but he definitely sounds angry, and it seems like he might be trying to follow you.
Damn you meddling kids!
Essentially, yes.
Okay, going to
Definitely the meddling kids in this
still
situation.
try to keep on running.
I am a meddling senior citizen, my good sir.
Give me one more survival check.
A 10.
Alright. Pavan is catching up with you. You're still a goodly ways ahead of him. 150 feet. But you are pretty damn sure that he is coming after you.
If you're about to die, can you rewind time and not?
Stop.
Ham time.
Phil just...
Stop! Can't touch this. And then you
Yes,
move.
A good way a while that... What would that be in numbers?
What numbers?
As in,
she
like,
said about 100
distance.
feet.
150 feet, yeah.
Alright.
I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt to
About
attempt
30, 40
something
yards.
Just gonna...
Running back behind...
running toward him?
No, that's still running away.
Oh.
But he's going to have to give me a dex save to try to slow him down a bit more. Because something's about to catch on fire.
Okay. What spell?
Just throwing some
Fire, it's just fireball.
Just
Okay.
throwing fireball in the middle of the woods. It's fine. It's fine. Smokey the Bear
Dex
in a jar
save is
doesn't
a
care.
17.
Hang on. Because
Smokey the Bear in the jar is still running through the woods until he comes back to us.
He is. That did not slow down
Hold
the
on.
dragon
Oh,
at
yeah.
all.
If we change planes, will he still come back?
So hopefully he stops being a bear before then, and then he trickles back into the jar. So many dice.
What's the point?
17.
Makes it.
Okay.
Half damage.
My damage is damage still.
Would the forest catching fire make it difficult terrain?
Depends
Not
on.
25, half of
Oh, hold
that
on.
would
Ooh,
be.
what? Hold on. This is a Savalirwood.
Mm-hmm.
This wood has funky properties.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Hewitt knows this.
Half of 25
Arten definitely
is
knows.
It'd be 12.
12.
Don't try
12
to
fire
put nothing on the
damage.
Savalirwood.
Okay.
Hold
I wasn't planning on stopping to
on,
eat.
I
any
forgot to
time
count.
soon.
Hold on.
Grandpa, I'm hungry.
Because it is 8d6 for fireball.
You got
So
power
then that
bar?
was 29,
Yeah,
then
sure.
that's
14.
Is there 7-Eleven
Okay.
nearby?
7-Eleven.
and still running.
Okay, so you turn around just long enough to fling fireball over your shoulder.
Flicks it like a booger.
And you cast it as far as you can to hopefully catch Pavin in the explosion. You have no idea what the result is because you are running still. And with the roar of the flames behind you, you can't really tell what the end result was. Let me...
Let me see, Zarina, do you get back your blink ability? Yeah, she does get her blink back ability.
My child's apparently auditioning for a death metal band.
I think he's like nailing it right now, man.
Yeah.
I told him sing or read to the baby, I hope. One day you'll be born.
Okay. And then 1 second more, please.
I'm about to be too old for this shit, but I've got one coming anyway.
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
It's happening anyway. You knew what you were doing.
Ass. Oh, watch the reaction. That was a full body laugh.
I love the delayed. I love the delayed thing on the screen, just so I can be like, okay, that was dumb. Don't do that with your hands anymore.
It's just like, what do I do with my hands?
Okay.
Okay.
Spencer,
Mm-hmm.
roll me a D100, please.
Uh-oh.
You're done fucked up.
67.
Oh, higher than 50.
Okay. Cool. Alright. So, with that happening in the background, Phil, you had a 12, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to you. So, you are running, and booking it away. Give me a survival check as you're trying to figure out where to go in this wood.
7.
Okay. You're kind of running into a similar issue. You found one of the bands of cane thicket here on the north end of this Savalirwood. So you're not making a lot of progress. Behind you, you hear an explosion, unmistakably like a fireball.
Spin and look, because with the angle I was running at, I'm still not too terribly far away, but it is a dense wood.
Correct. You can see a bright orange glow, and it seems like some of the trees are shivering between you and the fireball. And the shivering seems to be spreading.
like spreading towards me. Well, Phil knows he is not fast enough to outrun the vibro force of that. So he knows that Phil went like this. So Zhonya went kind of like that. Phil's gonna correct so he can try to, as far as he knows, which is probably how he found all the thicket. Like, ow, 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 ow. What the?
All right.
Vines are angry.
Okay.
So I'm running parallel.
What you think is parallel.
What I think is parallel.
Okay, give me another survival check.
15.
Okay. Alright, so you found kind of a bit of a wider space in the cane thicket. You're making a little bit better progress, and you're pushing on. The glow kind of starts to fade behind you on your left.
Okay. I cannot see Pavin or...
Correct.
Or, okay, Zhonya. So, I'm going to keep moving my full regular movement.
Yep. Okay.
But if someone I don't know shows up, I have Eldritch Blast on hold.
Alright. Arten, give me a survival check.
Can I roll for me and Grog?
You can.
Okay, cool. I do want to... when we last left our position, we heard water. We knew it was close. We hadn't gotten there yet.
Correct.
Me. That is a 17.
Okay.
Grog. That is a 9. But
all right.
we're together. So
yeah. So y'all had started to hear what sounded like running water, like a river or a brook or something. You managed to catch yourself before you kind of tumble down as the forest floor kind of drops away really suddenly, leading down into like a ravine. You can see the river down in the bottom of this ravine. The banks are probably 30-40 feet high.
Okay.
And the water does appear to be rather swift flowing. It's not quite rapids, but it's definitely not a sluggish river.
Okay.
And
kind of like Washtenaw River.
Definitely not like... It's not as wide as that.
Okay.
River's maybe only 20-30 feet across. But it is kind of down in a channel.
Yeah,
so
there's a whole channel there.
Yeah. It moves a little more powerfully.
The bank on the other side, how far away is that?
So from where you're sitting...
Like, or let me
at the
rephrase,
top
because you said it was like 20-30 feet wide.
Right. But the bank is... You still got a little bit of a slope there.
Down to the first bank. And then
about 40 feet.
Yeah.
And then 20-30 feet across the river. And then another 40-ish feet up.
So if we were from this cliff to this cliff...
It would be something
60,
like 50 feet. 50-60
okay.
feet.
Okay, yeah. I'm just mathing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd be about 50-60 feet.
Cool.
On the bank of the river, you don't see any sign of anybody else. The water itself doesn't look healthy. It has kind of a dark gray and kind of shiny quality.
Gross. Grog, get over here.
Yeah.
Okay. We made it to the river. We said when we got to the river, go downstream.
Right. That's that way.
Correct. Good job.
I know water. I mean, come on.
Here's my question. Do you think we should go down the cliff first, or stay near the trees?
I mean, if we go down, it looks like it's a little easier on the walking, but if we stay up in the trees, then we're a little bit more hidden.
Yes.
Following you, boss.
I say we stay up, and then we have the option to go down. If we go down, we can't come back up as easy.
Fair enough.
Gotta stay up as long as possibly can to maximize your satisfaction.
I think it makes sense to me, yeah.
And then we go downstream. We're gonna go downstream.
All right.
Start booking it downstream.
All right.
Still keeping a steady, good pace, but not trying to wear ourselves out because we know we're fairly far away.
Right. Okay. So back to Zhonya. You flung a fireball. You kept running. Give me one more survival check.
Survival check.
Much better, 16.
All right. You found a bit more of a clear space. As you are running a little bit faster, the trees all around you, even though they're not quite as thick as they were. You start to get this feeling of something's watching me. I am being watched. And the trees are kind of leaning over the path that you're on.
Can Zorina had got her blink ability back?
Okay.
Can she blink us forward
As far as she can?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I have no
Okay.
As she blinks, give me another D100 roll.
Okay. Ew. 29.
Okay. As you both reemerge after she blinks you both ahead, Zorina immediately starts doing that whole like kind of whining thing and like shaking her head, and she seems rather terrified.
It's gonna be okay. Just keep running. Just gonna basically just pick her up and just start running, and she gets it back, thankfully.
Sorry, I'm losing my brain. There you are. Alright, you're still making good progress. A little bit ahead of you. Somewhere beyond the trees ahead of you, a little bit to your left, you think you're starting to hear water.
Okay.
Phil, give me another survival check.
Okay.
Or unless there was something you wanted to... You had your hand up.
No, I was just holding my hand that way. It's another 15. Phil's just going to keep trying to move in that direction that he was going.
Okay. You have found a rather open area. You've left the shivering trees behind, and you are making very, very good progress. You're not seeing hide nor hair of anything, and you start to hear water ahead of you.
Okay, if that's the case, I will dash instead of doing anything so that I can, because we said we'd meet near the river.
Yep.
So.
You, as you start to book it, you do kind of make it onto the same kind of setup. Bank high over the river. The river's got that gray kind of oily quality to it almost. Shiny in a way that it shouldn't be. And where you are, looking upstream, you can see a little bit of a rapids as it kind of tumbles down from a higher elevation.
Okay.
But you don't see anything, any sign of Arten or Kiorloth or Erebos or Zorina or Zhonya or Pavin where you are.
Okay, so that's Phil.
Gonna be moving downstream or staying where he is?
I've moved all my movement.
Okay.
So I figure we're still trying to do this a little bit turn order, but I would start to head in the direction of downstream.
Okay. Alright. Arten and Grog.
Yes.
Give me a perception check as y'all are moving downstream.
Arten. Grog. Arten has a 19, and Grog has a 11.
Okay. Grog is not picking it up, but ahead of you, on the river, you are hearing voices. You're still a goodly ways away, but sound travels pretty well over water. You're hearing someone further downstream.
Okay. I'm going to, because we're jogging, I'll stop, hold up Grog, and I'll pull out my talking stone,
Okay.
my walkie-talkie rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Grog and I have made it to the water. We're heading down the stream. Is anyone else to water yet?
Do I?
Yes.
Yes, I'm upstream heading down. Somewhere between us is Zhonya and I think Pavin. He's de-dragoned.
Okay. I don't see anything else though. Right?
Not yet. There's a bit of a bend in the river.
Okay. We're going to. Hold on. My things are in the app because I don't always have pencils.
There's like a bunch of them right over there that you could always.
I'm just saying I don't always have them. It's not always something that I write down. I don't have the deck of many things. I say,
Yeah, I threw it over there in your direction.
Draw. I wish Pavin was gone. It turns back into a dragon. Technically not Pavin. Goddamn genie cards.
No, it would technically be problem.
okay. I got nothing to actually help me pay attention that I know of. So we are going to check Grog.
He kind of stealthy.
Yeah. Okay. So I tell Grog, Grog, there's someone up there. I'm not sure if it's Phil or anyone else who's by the water. Wait, I have an idea. Phil, I'm talking to the rock again. Can you... We see someone in the distance, but we're not sure who it is. Can you shoot up or make some type of symbol, something that...
Phil waves
creates...
one arm and does prestidigitation to create a small light effect.
Okay.
Did you do it?
Yes.
Do I see it?
No.
Okay, we don't see you. Keep heading downstream. There's someone in between us.
Yes, I know. It's Zhonya and Pavin. Like, I'm 90% sure they are between us and you.
Hang on. We're gonna...
Is this downstream that they see a person?
Yes.
downstream.
Okay, so they would be past you, not between us.
Arten and Grog, Phil,
X.
Zhonya, Pavin? Something like this.
Yeah, I'm aware of that concept.
Okay.
It's just more of a who's actually at the bank part.
They're around the bend in the river.
Okay.
All you can hear is the voices.
Okay. On the bend. We are going to pull out our ropes
Okay.
and we're going to scale down the cliff
Okay.
and try and hide while slowly sneaking in the direction, but like never trying to be within eye shot of where that person is.
Okay, so you're coming down the riverbank so that you maybe have the bank wall as cover between, and you're gonna sneak along the riverbank,
Yes.
not up on the ridge.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the plan.
Okay. So with Grog being Ixalan Gobbo Boy, y'all can tie some rope up on a tree, and he could scramble up and back down to retrieve that rope. You're not gonna lose your rope.
Cool.
But yeah, y'all can. I'm not even.
Didn't even think about keeping the rope after this, but that's cool.
Not even gonna make you roll for it. Y'all, you both can get down the bank.
I'm super strong. He's a monkey goblin.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It works. It makes logical sense. You are now on the riverbank, and you will begin sneaking to try to.
Yeah, we're trying.
With maybe some sound from the river to help cover your passage. Okay, we'll get back to that.
We're not moving fast.
Okay. Zhonya. Mm-hmm. So you've got a rather scared doggo under your arm. You have this. You still feel like something's watching you. Mm-hmm. But you're running, and you thought you started to hear water ahead of you. So give me one more survival check.
Natural 20. 22.
Wonderful. All right.
I should just start drinking the water.
So you're running. You manage to hold up as everything kind of opens out in front of you, and you're on the bank over the river. Same scene that I've described for everybody else. Give me a perception check real quick.
That one. Perception, that is a 13.
Okay. Alright. So you don't see, hear, smell anybody else on the river. You seem to be alone on this bank over the river. What do you want to do?
Alright, I know that you are scared, Serena, about how looking down is it?
So the river itself is about 40 feet below where you are.
Going to... Okay, so she can move 40 feet. Alright, and I am just going to need just one more teleport from you, Serena. Do you think you got it in you? Alright, and then we can try, and then that going to have her teleport us down.
Alright, so it works. She kind of seems to shake off whatever was messing with her.
And she didn't regain it?
Okay. So you're on the actual river bank, not up on the ridge.
Mm-hmm.
But the river bank itself is maybe, and this counts for Arten and Grog too, it's only maybe 10 to 15 feet. And it kind of does the whole narrow, wider thing as it goes along. It's not a very open space. The water, now that you're closer to it, it's hard to keep your eyes off of it. You can almost see pictures in the kind of the shimmery surface. But at the same time that it's alluring in a way, you feel unnerved.
Going to not pay attention to that and go the direction that the river is just flowing.
Downstream?
Yeah, downstream.
Alright.
And dashing as much as I can quietly.
Okay. Alright, Phil. You've been moving slowly on the ridge over the river. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
12.
Okay. You don't see any sign of anyone or anything. Honestly, for this being a river in a blighted woodland, it's still one of the only sources of water you've seen. You would think there'd be wildlife or something, but it seems oddly deserted.
No, everything we've met here, I do not, nothing comes near here. They survive on Mountain Dew. That is what this terrible place lives on. What do you mean water?
Code Red Mountain Dew. Not the
Bang.
Baja Blast, but Code
Voltage.
Red.
Bang energy drink mixed with it. That's
Oh,
all
man. That's the bubbly part. You thought it was Rapids. It's Bang.
Okay,
This is just poor life decisions flowing downstream.
You're moving downstream though,
Stream of regret.
and you're making progress at least. Arten and Grog, roll me some stealth, please.
Arten? Hey, that was a good roll. Keep that right there. Fuck.
Why is it Grog
Who?
roll the
Did Grog roll fuck?
Grog rolled a fuck?
Arten rolled a 19 on stealth. And Grog rolled a fuck. He has a natural 10, so it's 11.
Okay, alright.
But
it's not terrible.
but still, fuck.
Okay.
So
as the two of you are approaching the bend in the river, the voices start to fade away. It seems like they're moving into the woods.
Were they talking to each other?
All you know is their voices. Do you speak Sylvan?
No, that's not a thing I speak.
So
I'm not even sure what Sylvan is.
So you and Grog were moving like this, and now the voices sound like they're moving like this.
Okay. Yep. we are going to continue on our current rhythm
Okay.
of sneaky yet moving, making a point to hide, yet still walking forward as close to this side of the cliff as possible, so that the cliff acts as a partial cover, and paying close attention to if any voices or non-flowing water noises show up.
Okay.
Although those voices walked away, and although they were talking to each other, and we know that no one's just going to be talking with old dragon dude, we also know they are sus,
Mm-hmm.
and therefore we don't want to talk to them.
Very sus. Go ahead and give me a perception check, kind of in advance here.
Perception check. Haha! Grog redeeming himself. Perception. It's 26 from Grog,
Nice.
and 19 from Arten.
Okay. You two are keeping your ears on absolute swivel. You are as aware of everything on the riverbank as a being can be.
God dang right.
You make it around the river bend, and you can find...
What's just around the river bend?
I'm about to tell you.
What's waiting just around the river bend?
Waterfall.
Death.
I can't wait to see. What's just around the river bend?
There's almost like a hut made of
Baba
deadfall
fucking Yaga. What?
deadfall branches and like river weed, kind of up, almost like a lean-to against the riverbank. And there's a bit of a trail that leads up to the top of the ravine. Doesn't appear that anybody's there at the moment.
Grog. We are going to continue being quiet and slow. When we get within 30 feet or so,
Okay.
when we get within our regular running distance, we are both going to run as fast as possible beyond this thing
Okay.
to get it seems like no one's there. I don't want to be anywhere around it if someone comes back.
Okay.
So, we will pass it in mid-dash.
Okay. Alright. So, that is y'all's plan.
That is the plan.
That is the plan.
This is the plan. It will
Zhonya.
not happen this way. I feel
You
it.
and Zarina were skidoodling down the riverbank as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and give me perception checks.
For some reason, I thought we were going to be upriver than all from y'all, and so I was like...
Zhonya got a 10, but Doggo got a 16.
Okay. You don't hear much of anything. But after y'all have been kind of booking it for a good couple of minutes, Zarina kind of, she yips a little bit and draws your attention ahead where you can just barely see what looks like a bulky figure moving around a bend in the riverbank ahead.
Moving ahead the same direction we're heading.
Moving around a bend in the riverbank.
Going to still head that figure. I mean, just going to head that direction.
Okay, are you still moving as quickly as possible, or are you slowing down?
Going to still be moving as quickly as possible
Okay.
at this point. And she got back her thing, her teleport, and
Okay.
You were going to catch up to me right beside Baba Yaga's hut. I swear.
Phil. Moving along the ridge over the riverbank. Give me perception.
14.
Okay. You're moving steadily. There's enough open space between the trees that you're not really having issues with keeping up whatever pace you want to set. You hear a bit of a kind of noise, and you look down and you can see Zorina and Zhonya. And Zorina seems to be kind of pulling a little dachshund point, and then Zhonya kind of scoops her up and kind of books it down the riverbank.
They blink and run.
They're moving pretty quick. If you wanted to call out, you probably could, or you could stay quiet. Up to you.
Phil is going to keep moving quietly because if Zonya's here, there's a pop and lock somewhere.
Tutting. He is tutting
Okay.
through the forest.
Alright, are you being intentionally stealthy, or are you just moving steady?
I'm trying to move steady.
Okay. Alright, you're making progress, and you see where the river starts to kind of turn. You can start to see that ahead of you. Alright, so Arten and Grog, y'all are closing in on the hut, and you start to hear something running behind you from around the bend in the river that you just came around.
Look behind me, because I would, but I'm also in the motion of running. Because, like, we're going to see what that is, but we're also booking it. We're already planning on running soon.
Right.
So, like, fuck it, run now. And I look,
Okay.
and I see...
Zhonya comes skidding around the bend in the river, and you see Arten running. You see a hut, like a lean-to, kind of built into the riverbank, and Grog is sprinting past it.
Yeah. Which is running past it.
Or would you just follow suit?
She comes running toward you without a word.
Cool. She caught on to the plan.
Alright, so y'all run past the hut.
In realizing she's running behind me,
Mm-hmm.
I now know that they are all upstream. Because I assumed they were downstream from me.
Mm-hmm.
So I get my rock back. I'm going to, because I know the only person I knew I was talking to was Phil.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Phil, we are downstream from you. We're moving much slower. Zhonya has caught up with us. Be aware. There were two people speaking a language I do not know to each other who traveled back into the woods. We are passing by a hut I assume belongs to them. Be on high alert.
Already am.
That's all I got. She said a language. Arten wouldn't know that language by the voices if he didn't know how to speak it. It's like when you hear a Middle Eastern language and you don't know which one it is. You can't just assume it's one country or another.
Right.
That's not okay.
Exactly.
So, good luck.
Alright, so you three are traveling together now, and you've booked it past the hut. The river continues much the same. Nothing's really changing except that you get the feeling that maybe you're starting to go a little bit downhill.
Slow up a little bit. It's like, are you okay?
You
Hi,
look
Shot
at
Archer.
that,
Thanks
you
for
look at
waving.
her, and then she's just ragged, beat up, clothes are ripped, blood is all over her arms and stuff, and mentally, maybe, but
She's been through the ringer.
Drink this. And I hand her a superior healing potion. That's 8.
8d4.
8d4 plus 8.
okay,
Drink this. Hopefully you'll feel better.
thank you.
Keep up your strength.
Right.
Getting out of the woods.
If it wasn't for Fil'verl, I would have died. But I did what I could to distract.
Roll that up.
Mm-hmm. But that's 4.
And
4.
make sure we keep moving here. Okay.
5.
Phil, give me one more perception check.
4, 4, 5, 5, 10,
21.
18 plus 8, 20, 28.
You keep moving toward the bend in the river. Off to your left, as you're getting closer and closer to that bend, off to your left in the trees, you hear a couple of voices talking.
Not okay,
Neither one of them
just
sounds
double
like
your
Pagan,
life.
They both have a very distinctive Fey-like nature to them. Do you speak Sylvan?
I do not, but the only thing the best way I would put Sylvan versus Elvish would be like you speak Spanish, but that's Latin.
Pretty much.
You don't understand what they're saying, but the sentence structure.
You get the feeling that these voices are discussing tracking whoever's disturbing the forest.
Have they noticed me?
No. They're a bit deeper into the woods. You're just being a little more perceptive.
I don't get second level spell slots, and I do not want to waste a high level spell
I
right
need
now.
people to stop trying to call me for no reason.
Yeah, I understand that one fully during the work day. I'm at work. I teach children. Don't call me. Office. Don't call me on my cell phone.
There's a reason why we have text capability.
I prefer not even to get texts at work. Like, okay, the office calls me on my cell phone when there is a phone in my room that they can hit 4 numbers, not 7, 4 numbers, and get me. Let's see.
What if you're not in your room?
I teach 7 classes a day because I sold my planning period. I'm never not in my room. Unless I go to poop.
And when you're pooping, you don't answer the phone.
Hey,
No.
you pooping?
No one wants to talk.
Stop!
No one wants to talk to you when you're doing that.
Alright, okay, I got a bonus in stealth. So they're very Fey-like.
You definitely get a Fey-like intonation, yes.
From their voice, can I actually see the figures? I do see
No.
I don't see the figures, I just hear the voices. Alright, and I'm right along this ridge?
Mm-hmm.
How far down the ridge is it?
So it'll still be like 40-ish feet down to go down from the top of the ridge to the riverside.
Okay, so athletics, acrobatics, and stealth are all the same bonus guys. So, oh no, 7 classes.
If you would like to slide quietly, then
Phil-
you're going to have to roll stealth. If
Phil
you
also sees the very trippy water.
Mm-hmm.
And these things are far enough away that they don't see me, and I
Right.
can just hear them on the edge of my
at
left.
the edge of your hearing, yes.
Alright, I am just going to try to stealth along this ridge.
Okay.
That is a 21.
There you go. You are able to kind of, but you're blending. We're blending. Yeah, you're able to keep to the tree line, and moving carefully so that you. Oh my god. Okay, look. My dad couldn't get DoorDash on his own account, and so he's dashing under my account. So anytime a customer tries to call him, they call me. But it's like, you have a phone. Text me. Don't call me. Text me. It's awful. I hate it. Brain words. Yeah, you're able to make it to the bend in the river and the bend in the ravine and everything else. The ridge starts curving. You've got the voices that are kind of fading behind you deeper into the forest at this point. And as you come around the bend, you can see down on the river bank, you can see Arten and Zhonya and Grog moving down the riverbank. They're probably a good 60 feet ahead of you, though.
Okay. Well, message Arten. I'm behind you. There's Faye. There's Faye.
Was that the voices that I heard? The different language? It was Elvish, but wasn't.
Yes.
Okay. I would know Elvish. You traveled with him.
I've only taught you dirty words in Elvish.
Yeah, I know.
Accurate.
I know. I use them, but I can't speak the language.
You whisper sweet curses in your boyfriend's ear.
No, it's more of a when I'm around people who don't speak Elvish, obviously, I got to say these cuss words underneath my breath.
Okay, so basically, if you guys slow up just a little bit, and if Phil keeps moving steady, y'all can join back up.
Okay.
So
let's do that.
Let's do that.
Hey, we're all in one group together.
Hey, look
We
at that.
survived.
Everyone survived.
Thank you for saving the life of the lady.
I'm pretty sure she tried to slap Pavin Dragon in the face. Did you?
Did you
succeed? Awesome.
All right, so
Fuck that guy. Let's keep moving.
Fuck that guy. Let's keep wait.
The only people you're missing now are
Where's
Where's
Erebos?
Erebos and Watcher?
Who gives a shit about Watcher? Where's Erebos?
Technically, we should give a shit because we might have to go back and get that box.
But where's Erebos?
I'm not sure. A dragon was chasing me and not
Can I
him.
make
so
a history check to see where I remember seeing Watcher and Erebos run off to?
we didn't see her run off. We saw him stop it. You saw them stop and fight the dragon.
you don't need a check.
Okay.
You can relay that you saw Erebos and Watcher trying to fight Pavin before everybody was all the way in the trees.
Why did they stop and try to fight the dragon?
That's the same reason that I probably did to slow him down.
It's a fucking dragon. Like, you at least have magic that can...
It's called love, Arten.
Stupid. That's what it is.
He
He thinks he's fucking immortal. That's what he thinks. Damn it to hell.
Look, we have to keep moving to keep those away from Pavin.
Okay, I understand.
Pavin,
I understand your concern. Let me think for a second.
If it helps you,
The
feel
plan
any-
was always to get to water. New Watcher, whatever the fuck his name was. He said he had a boat.
cucumber.
Close enough. Butchering the dude's name because we don't respect him. That's all I feel in this whole interaction with said dude. He said he had a boat. The plan was always to get to water and use the boat.
Right.
The boat would travel down water faster than we are running. Theoretically.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this, DM. Phil had turned, if I remember right, before I had turned. I think Phil had turned right before we got to the woods, because I know I cast Guiding Bolt to try to help Kirloth. So they would have been, here's Dragon, here's Kirloth. I think Watcher was off and behind. I'm going to say that Phil probably doesn't have that clear of a memory because it was spawn of the, sort of the moment. But that means if we've gone around this bend, they would be back somewhere roughly to the southeast, or east by southeast.
When Watcher and Erebos were fighting the dragon, you were already in the tree line. And when you started to move up this way, and the dragon was moving to be hovering over the forest here.
And I ran the exact opposite way.
And you were heading this way, Arten. I think Phil was already too far off this way to have seen. I can't remember if...
I didn't see them leave. I'm just remembering their position on the battlefield.
Yeah,
It would have
that
been
is
east. It would have been east from where we're located.
on closer to the side of the forest that you were on rather than the
Right.
side of the forest that Arten was on.
Right.
Right.
And if they went directly into the forest and then headed towards the water, they would have ended upstream from where you were, and then eventually came downstream. Because to be downstream, they would have had to cross that page and get to...
Right.
The
I'm just saying
the
is
question
if-
then becomes, are they ahead of you or are they behind you, if they have made it at all?
If they went east, then they would have come out further north on the river than me upstream. You're right. If they traveled west, we're not too far. Looks up at the sun. Okay, honestly, I don't know, but they can't be that much further down if it is
Useless
because
ass
we were.
wizard, no sending in his spell book.
So, I mean, I think the best thing we can do is keep going south. Pavin didn't go after them. He was coming after you and me. Which makes me still a little uneasy. He's in the woods, and we're both together again. But if we split up, one of us will most certainly die in this godforsaken place. The woods smell like Twizzlers.
But that must be something from the Astral Sea.
Yes.
I'm not leaving here without him.
No, I'm not saying we leave the reality.
Right.
And also, let's be honest, as big as these woods are, we're not leaving the woods without him. Now, do you want to go
I
back?
turn to her.
Mm-hmm.
I take my whole bag.
Mm-hmm.
There's extra potions in here if you need them.
Okay.
Put them in her chest, and I walk back to the hut. I will sit here until that boat rides downstream. After a couple hours have passed, I'll do my damnedest to catch up with you. You all keep going downstream. You never wanted the possession of the stones, now you don't have them. Hold them tight.
I will.
I'll be back for them soon.
Okay. Will do.
Okay.
I'm not saying Grog's with me, that's all I'm saying. He doesn't have to stay with me.
Okay, so, clarification. Zhonya has the bag with the box with the shards.
Mm-hmm.
As
And
well
like
as a whole
everything
bunch of
else
other
that
stuff.
I've been putting in the bag, but mostly
But
that.
you've got your armor and your weapon and all
Armor, weapon, shield, all that. I have all the things I would need to fight.
that. Okay.
And my wit about me.
Okay.
I'm
And-
full health, and I'm going to sit in a hut that belongs to someone else. And when they show up, I'm going to present absolutely no harm to anyone. I'm just waiting to see a boat pass by over 2 hours, and then I'm going downstream.
Okay.
I'm waiting for my boyfriend's boat, guys.
Okay, so are Phil and Zhonya and Grog agreeing and doing this plan? Where y'all are going to continue moving downstream?
We should.
It's not good to leave him alone, but
Right.
also it'd be a worse idea to leave you alone in the state you are.
That is true.
However, I still don't like leaving him here by himself.
That I can take Grog and go downstream.
I really don't like the no matter what we do, I'm not going to like what we're about to have to do.
Right.
Okay? So,
I'm already going to.
Oh,
I know,
know.
no,
They're
no,
talking behind
Anyone's
you.
stopping the fat cat from going to
no,
sit
none
down.
of us are going to stop you from doing this, mostly because
I don't like this situation.
physically I don't think it's a great idea.
I do not like this either. So then, do you want to stay as a group? And we wait?
We don't. Pavin is somewhere near here.
If you don't go, he will find us all.
Look back. Didn't realize we were talking that loud.
Yeah.
He has good cat ears.
It's not that you're talking that loud, it's that you're still here.
Warrior senses, he can probably just sense us.
You just turned it. The dog had to poop.
She probably did.
There's just a little tiny dachshund blink shit now buried in the sand. What? It's been about 20 games since this one. I'm bringing it back.
Blink shit.
Blink shit.
It's been all the way since the monastery since
Well-
we had blink shit.
Well then, that
Let's get moving.
Yes.
I have a sending stone.
be safe.
Gonna look back at Arten. Are you hurt?
Not at all.
You should keep at least one potion.
Yes, you should.
Fine. Fine.
I just took it off my character sheet.
No. I'll take it off of this thing, where all my notes are always at. So if he needs anything, he's not going to reference it, and I'll just know that I have one.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
How hurt does Zhonya still look?
59 out of 102.
Look, that one potion doubled her
Yeah.
HP. Like
Gonna take the
feel bad
the
about it.
knuckles of Cure Wound that I got and just boop and use one of my 5 charges
Alright.
on her while we're... You know what? I'm actually gonna do one on her and one on me.
Good plan.
So,
Good plan.
11 to Zhonya.
Okay.
Good
And
stuff.
9 to Phil.
Good stuff. Okay.
Just gonna, while we're walking, just gonna hold the sending stone right next to the panting puppy that's being carried. So there's a little bit of a comfort noise so you don't feel by yourself.
That's gross.
Okay, Arten. As you get closer to the little hut.
Why is my pocket panting? It's a good dang question.
You need to change the ringtone. Wait, change the ringstones. Change the ringstone.
The ringstone is just panting.
Change the ringstone.
The Fae walk into the hut and they're like, is your crotch panting at us? And I'm just over here like, I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. My pants are just going.
Oh God, you keep your sending stone near your other sending stones.
That's how I do my talking. That's how I do my
You
talking.
hand the sending stone to somebody else. Oh!
Why is it warm? Oh, it is warm.
Why does it smell like Famunda?
Okay.
Famunda, these nuts?
I have missed this table.
That's my favorite joke I've made in a while.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, so Arten, as you approach the little hut, it doesn't hold a lot of possessions. There's almost like a nest made of leaves and moss that kind of fills most of the inner space. And like I said, it's pretty much just a lean-to. It's like a shelter built against the riverbank. There's not even any, like, cooking utensils or other elements of a lived-in space.
Okay.
You get the vibe, like, this kind of feels like more like a guard shack, almost.
Okay.
But made out of all natural material.
Okay.
But that's kind of the vibe that the place carries more than a house.
I'm gonna do, I'd like to roll an investigation check to just kind of poke around, make sure there's no, like, traps or anything I'm about to trigger
Go ahead.
that I would notice.
My child is being silly.
It's a 22.
You jab around a little bit in the nest. You kind of carefully run your paws up over the sides of the thing. You don't find anything that is like booby trapping the place. It is literally just a shelter out of the elements.
I'm going to sit inside the shelter so that there's a wall behind me and beside of me, cliff here, and I can see the water rolling downstream.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna sit there, crisscross applesauce, have my little weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the glaive is up against the lean-to this way, and hands not on it, just there, just sitting there. And my just gonna sit here for like hour or two. I just want time to pass to make sure that a boat or my beloved doesn't pass by. After that time, I will then go.
Okay.
I just want to give it some time so that I'm not...
All three of you give me perceptions.
Okay.
And grog.
I got Grog.
I got Doggo. Okay.
Grog got a nat 20 for
Beautiful.
Doggo got an 18. I got a
27.
12.
Okay.
I got a 14.
22.
Okay.
Which makes sense, considering what I'm doing. I'm paying attention.
Alright. So, the group that was heading downstream, y'all are traveling along the riverbank. The ridges start to, over time, like over this first hour that y'all are trekking forward, The ridges are lowering on both sides of the river until they're maybe only 10, 20 feet above where you're walking. The river itself starts to slowly widen, and...
Are we getting back to the section of the river we crossed to get to Malaya Sphere at this point?
No.
Okay.
No. On the breeze, as the sun is starting to set ahead of you, you are starting to smell salt, like brine. But the temperature is plummeting as you're moving
Thank God I'm
along the
resistance
river.
to cold.
It goes from a lovely, mid-60s of like an autumn day to 30 within the hour that you are traveling downstream.
So Louisiana, okay.
Yeah, we're used to this.
Been there.
It is very much the overall effect is you're entering like the delta of this river as it's approaching whatever ocean it lets out into. That's what's happening. But you still don't have any eyes on the river or the brackish marshes or anything like that. But you can tell that that's kind of the ecosystem shift. So, Arten, you're sitting for 20-30 minutes before you start to hear anything. And what you hear comes from up over the ridge and deeper into the forest. And it sounds like screaming and shrieking from a number of voices, accompanied with very loud bangs and what sounds like trees being ripped up by the roots. Something big is happening in the forest.
Oh, it's Pava.
And you can't quite tell if it's staying away, coming closer, moving away. You can't tell. All you know is it's loud and there's a lot of stuff happening. What do you want to do with that information?
Not a damn thing.
Okay.
There's a whole lot of not my problem happening. There's a whole lot of, man, sucks for them, whoever they is, over there. I hope Pavin's getting his ass handed to him by some Fae.
I think it's the other way around.
I hope two Fae showed up and said, Pavin, what you doing fucking up these forests? And Pavin's all like, yo, what do you mean? They're like, I can't understand you. With your common tongue, speak something better. And Pavin's all like, fuck you, little Faes. And the Faes are all like, nah, bitch. And they start pulling out gats, right? And they're like, and they just start blasting. And then Pavin's all like, ha-ha, dragon, bitch. And then the whole forest is like, guess what? We can also fight you, Pavin. We're all faking this bitch. You didn't know what you should have known. And then he gets his ass handed to him, not by the two, but by the many. That's what I'm hoping. And I ain't doing nothing. I'm sitting right here until some hurt Fae dude is trying to come back into his crib. I'm like, man, I don't know what the fuck just happened. I'm like, it's cool. I got you. I'm the cat with a potion.
I love it.
Also, I have one very low level bard spell of I can heal your ass, but we're gonna start with the potion because that bard spell is gonna be uninspiring. It's gonna be me humming to them while I was like, it's all good.
All right, so
that's my plan. No.
As you sit here going, not my circus, not my monkeys.
No, sir.
Another few minutes go by, all the noises die down, and in the quiet that follows, you hear a couple of voices around the bend in the river.
Okay.
Seems like a couple of people arguing, and as the voices get closer, you can make out Kiorloth and Erebos' voices.
I was about to say, what language or whatever.
Yeah. Basically the argument of we need to move faster, we can't move faster kind of argument. The boat didn't come with oars kind of thing. And it's like, no, it's got a one rudder steering.
Okay.
Oh god. God.
So
This is someone explaining their shitty car to their friend who did not realize they were taking the shitty car on a road trip. What do you mean there's no air conditioning? Oh, there is air conditioning, but I got this vice grip that you're going to have to use to turn because it's got no knob. Okay, and it's an old car. You can't get your fingers in there and turn it. So I got the vice.
Hold on, we need gas. It says you have a full tank.
Or
That
else
worked. That shit hadn't
Or
worked
else
in
they like
years.
each time that you just turn it off, that you have to like pop that you gotta like basically like pop it open to like get that the oil flakes out of it to get it to start.
It's the
How
same
fast are we going? I don't know. It says 70 on the. Those things say 70, and we've matched the speed of everybody else, so probably about 80 or something.
And then you know that the engine tip don't work.
Is that supposed to be all the way H? No, it's not. No, it is not supposed to be H. That does work, and it is not supposed to be that way.
And then it's like a USB fan just right on the engine.
If you hit the gas, you watch that H start to go down because they're using the speed to cool it off.
It is the reverse speed. Good God.
Here's the thing is, every one of us have just mentioned something that was wrong with a vehicle that we drove way past it needing to be fixed.
You ever gonna get that check engine light fixed? Nah, I checked it. It's still there.
No,
It still exists.
I
We're
haven't
good.
had my oil change up in like 2 years.
We went to Jiffy Lube 3 weeks ago. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
I learned to drive in a 94 Buick Roadmaster that had a toggle switch for the engine fans that we burned through 3 or 4 toggle switches because it kept melting the electrical components.
One truck that my dad owned at one time. One truck my dad owned at one time did not have the fancy thing that we all know as automatic windshield wipers, but instead had little knobs above the windshield that you did this with. And so when it was raining, one of us had to do it on this one, and the other one had to do it on this one, and so it was.
My first vehicle was an 84 Dodge B something van, like a work van. Like it didn't even have the back seats, and it. Kid you not. I may be the only 30-year-old who's ever driven an actual vehicle that has the high beam button underneath where the clutch pedal used to be.
Oh, you're talking about the foot
Yes.
mount, the foot clicky. Yep,
Yeah,
I know that one.
Stainless steel button in the middle of the damn floorboard. Just high beams.
I remember
No high
those.
beams.
I remember that.
Wow. Alright, so.
So you're hearing an argument, and you can recognize the voices as Erebos and Kilov.
As what I hear the argument, they're coming around the bin in the water.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm going to use. I did not notate that wand was still on my person, but I was initially thinking I'd be having that wand. The light stick that I found in the house.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I have it here. It is a. It does 60 feet of sunlight.
Oh yeah.
5 charges.
Yeah.
It just does sunlight. But I wanted a subtle way that wasn't loud to like signal.
Yeah.
Hey, look over here. And so I wanted to keep that on me no matter what for that idea. So I turn on the light switch on that thing, and I just step out of the little thing, and I wave it a little bit, and I turn it off, and I turn it on, and I wave it a little bit. I turn it off.
After you turn it on and wave it the first time, the voices quiet down. You hear Erebos going shh, and they get really quiet.
Yeah.
The boat eventually makes its appearance around the curve in the river.
And they just see me holding my glaive, waiting for them.
Erebos immediately is like on the bow of this, and it's not a very large boat. It's like one of those Jungle Cruise boats.
Yeah.
Even got the little engine cabin thing on it. But he is on the bow of the thing, and he's like, Can we steer this fucking thing into the thing? Whose hut is that? What are you doing? Where did you go?
Can I get on the boat?
Kiorloth is trying to rudder it into the bank. It's going to be moving past you before it can get
I'm going to be jogging away from it because I understand how this physics works. It's going to slowly get closer and closer to the bank.
Yeah.
I'm going to be jogging alongside the bank. When it gets close, I will jump.
Yeah.
I have athletics.
Yeah. The goal here is not to fall in the river. Yes.
If I rolled a 1 on athletics, I would have a 9. So I have athletics.
Okay.
So I'm going to not fall in the river and fall into the boat.
Yeah.
And then we can have the discussion of what happened to you, you stupid son of a bitch. What happened? Where did I go? Why'd you stay?
Covering retreat. You got a whole bunch of bad stuff in the bag, and the big dragon is trying to make sure
Was a fucking Did you think you could kill a dragon?
He was a guy! He can't be that big of a dragon if he's a guy!
The magic users that we know threw their magic at him as a guy, and they glanced off like fucking nothing.
That doesn't last forever! It can't last forever! That's not how that works! He's not a fucking god!
Neither are you.
Elsewhere. Just
Neither are you.
Phil does
Which
this.
is why I fucking ran!
Which
is why I also ran as soon as it was like there was nothing else to do.
I'm sorry, when the tea kettle.
I'm glad that you are alive. If I have to kill a dragon to get you back, I will. And I swear to God, if you get mad at me for that, glad you're alive. I'm glad you're alive. We're both alive. Let's go.
The whole time, Kiorloth is just like...
Awkward. He's just like...
QQ. Nice to see you again. Kiorloth.
Yep.
Glad you're also alive.
Mm-hmm.
I sit down in front of the boat and I'm like, by the way, I don't know who the fuck's hut that is.
So, where's everybody else? And, you
Downstream.
don't have your bag, so that's a bad thing, right? Did you ditch the bag somewhere?
I did not ditch the bag. Everyone else is downstream.
Alright, then, let's, just not run aground and we'll be good.
Don't run aground and we'll be good.
Yep.
Did you guys see anything involving the trees and the Fae and the explosions?
Oh yeah, there were a
Was that
lot of
you?
trees. There were a lot of trees being thrown around, and yeah, I'm not really sure what that was all about. What about Faye?
Was that you?
No.
Okay. There was someone speaking. Oh. Phil said it was some type of Fayish language. It wasn't Elven, but it almost was.
Well, whose hut were you bunking down in? Because that's pretty weird.
Don't know. It was there when I showed up. I figured it was a good place to hide until I heard or saw this boat. Because, according to my memory, the two of you would have ended up in the river upstream. And so,
That's what happened.
waiting would have been the best idea
Yep.
to make sure that I found you.
Yep.
I said I'd wait for a couple hours. You showed up in one.
You've got more brains than I thought you did. Yep.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
Oh, definitely a compliment. It'd be an insult if I said that you didn't have the brains that I thought you had.
Backhanded compliment from a drow.
Being from the south means I know how to spot a mile away. Away from the tiny streams.
Bless your heart, my goosehead Jed.
Right, so the river does move faster than walking speed. So, right about the time that the group of y'all were figuring out, oh hey, we're heading to the ocean, you hear something on the river behind you, and turning around, you'll see the boat with Erebos and Arten and Kiorloth at the helm.
I'm still sitting zone still, and I'm gonna be like, we're on the boat and it's going a mediocre speed.
Do you have a nautical themed Kashmina Afghan?
Where the fuck would I pick one up? I was in a hut. It was a lean-to made of sticks. I gave you guys all my stuff. Why would I have an Afghan? No. We're just in a boat and it's going at mediocre speed.
Alright, so I'll be nice. There's a bit of a branch, like a tree overhanging the river that they can basically pull the boat up underneath, and y'all can kind of anchor for a minute just to let everybody else get on without running too much risk of having to do the run and jump thing.
I have to lie. Worst case scenario.
If you didn't want to spend your spell slots,
right?
We'll make it a physical way for everybody to get on the boat without any further issues, and as y'all get everybody on the boat and pull back out into the current, that's where we'll take our break for now.
He gives me my satchel back. I now have my possessions again.
And she conks out on the floor, don't know where. She is asleep.
So
she's had a rough one. And I put my stuff back into the bag.
Why Phil flinched is all of a sudden there's that supersonic thing that only certain animals, and I'm assuming creatures with large ears, can hear. That was the tea kettle of Erebos boiling over. So, Phil.
The tea kettle of Erebos boiling over. Of just like, I'm happy you're alive!
We will be right back in about 10, 15 minutes.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
The hardest argument to have with someone is when you're happy.
Audio is back.
And
so are we.
We are back.
We are back, Internet.
Alrighty. So, everybody is on the boat. The sun is on the verge of setting. And basically, Kiorlo says, I'm not putting us aground. If you're going to sleep, get some sleep now. I'll keep us moving until we just can't go anymore.
So, how long have we been on the boat at this point?
Like, this is, as y'all are getting back
Okay.
underway, this is, because Zhonya's conked out, and Kiorlo's basically giving y'all permission to do the same if you want.
Don't know him.
I'll stay up. You can lay down. Plus, he doesn't sleep.
Nudge.
Fine.
I mean, look at Grog. Grog is already out.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Grog has curled up with Zorina and Zhonya.
He's a tiny gravity blanket.
Fine. I will begrudgingly go to sleep and rest.
Alright.
Get my things back.
What about Phil? Are you taking a snooze?
No, Phil. Well, I mean, I only need 4 hours trance, but while we're taking this first one, if it counts as a... How long are we going to be... Does it seem like we're going to be going, DM?
It's at least 10 hours to the ocean. Even on the boat.
Okay. So, Phil's going to stay up. Because we're going to take 10 hours. Phil's going to stay up at least the first 4. And then he'll nudge somebody awake to take their watch. And then we'll take back over so they can do theirs. So, the first 4 hours, I'm going to do my thing.
Alright. Do your coffee lock math over there.
Do that voodoo.
I have to, because it's complicated.
We'll give you the little bit of time to do that.
Whee!
14 times 4.
2. Doesn't count, doesn't stay in the box.
Were you doing?
Says who?
Huh?
Were you?
I think they're just rolling dice just to throw
Says
dice.
anybody who wants things in a box.
What?
Doesn't count if it doesn't stay in the box.
I'm just waiting on Phil's math to wrap.
Oh no! After the first 4 hours, I'm just
Okay.
I'm spending and then replenishing every hour because it's 4 separate short rests. I'm getting back my warlock slots, so I'm converting them into 48 sorcery points.
Damn.
Well, 14 an hour, so 14 times 4 is more than 48.
How is
It's
it?
52.
How is it 14? Wait.
So I cash in my 5th level spell slot. Or sorry, hold on. I was doing something wrong. Hold on.
I was about to say
4th level, so it's 6. So I got 2 4th level spell slots.
Okay.
So that's 12 times 4, which is 48. So I had it right. I just did the wrong numbers first.
Okay. I was about to be like, how you get 4? You don't have 7 level slots. What is happening?
No, it's a 5th level spell is worth 7.
Gotcha.
I can't cash in higher than a 5th level because
That's how that works.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you do your coffee lock thing. Kiorloth is not really being very talkative or anything.
Phil is not being talkative. Phil is looking back behind Kiorloth, because I'm sure Kiorloth is looking forward doing the rudder.
Yeah.
Phil is just keeping an eye back on the Savalirwood.
Well, y'all are still technically moving through the forest is starting to thin, but y'all are still moving.
Still
through
keeping an eye back
the edges of it.
for anything shiny that goes bang.
Fair enough. Honestly, the night passes uneventfully.
Yes.
The boat itself, since everybody's on the boat and nobody's in the water, and the boat is in relatively good condition, even though it's kind of small and a little bit jankety with only one rudder for steering. Y'all are making as good a progress as can be had. And nothing else really happens through the night. There's no monsters come out of the trees, there's no black dragons swallowing the sky, there's nothing. Everybody who needs to gets a long rest. Hallelujahs.
Praise be Jeebus.
And as the sun is rising behind y'all, you're going through kind of a brackish marsh. And you can see an ocean stretching out ahead of you. Now, the only other element here is that it is dreadfully cold. It is hovering around freezing. Not so much that the river current itself is freezing over, but the little sawgrasses and palm fronds and everything that are lining the banks now are covered with frost.
And we're all huddled around Zhonya.
Phil's it's not that bad. It's actually not that cold.
Just over here like... I like that you were a fire genasi and not any other type of genasi. You radiate a little bit of some heat.
Is even Kiorloth scooch slightly?
He's got his boots stretched over, like he's sitting down and kind of just got his boots stretched over there.
Cold.
All right. The only other thing here is that as y'all are starting to get up and kind of get settled in the morning, it stands to reason that this isn't a very large boat. But y'all have been on the boat long enough now that you should have realized that the box that Kiorloth was sent to retrieve is not in the boat with you guys. So.
Are we going to have to go back for that? The box.
Why? No, I've already sent it on ahead.
Oh, okay.
Sent it on ahead?
Very, very carefully.
You had magic that would send it back to him.
No, I requested that he take some magic and come grab it.
It's very kind of him not to have him grab him as well.
Well, I'd agreed to get y'all to Besaeus Till, so it seemed a poor decision of mine to leave y'all stranded.
Well, at least the string thing's done, right?
Correct.
We should have left him a note.
If you want to write a sealed letter, I'm not looking at it, and hopefully he won't shoot the messenger.
So, yeah. So we're heading to Besaeus Till.
Yeah, it's one of the only elvish cities outside of our local area that we occasionally have transactions with. It's where you might be able to catch a ride wherever you're going next, from what I heard. So.
Okay.
Yes, because then we were supposed to go there, and then we were supposed to go to a place called Velbrook, I believe. Wait, wrong accent. I will fix it later. I'm sick.
I don't know what place you're talking about. All I know is I'm taking you to the side still. So
It's fine.
Phil is holding a piece of paper out to the side and is prestidigitating cinnamon to it. Like, I know it lasts only a minute, but Phil is hoping
you're inundating the paper.
that the paper will eventually, when you open it,
so much cinnamon.
Fil'verl, thank you.
It's like opening a pack of big red gum.
you're welcome.
The fuck?
That was
Never mind.
scary. But
Never mind. Do what you will.
that was.
I'm doing it so it's not near anybody, Arten.
I'm sitting at the. I've gone and sat at the front of the boat, and looking backwards, kind of like leaning up against the thing,
Yeah.
and chilling, just chilling. Does Erebos have like a lute or something?
Yeah, he's got a lyre.
I will have asked to borrow it.
Do you want a quick lesson? You want to figure it out on your own. That's always the best way to
I
learn.
want to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so I'm just sitting up there, and much like the guys who use finger picks, which like a pick on each finger,
Mm-hmm.
I've drawn out my claws just enough to finger pick on the lyre, and make some fun, interesting twangs.
What's up, Phil?
Oh no, this was something I was going to bring up because you said at the end of the last game. We found a shard,
You did.
and we have had a long rest.
You have. Level up!
Alright,
Did we find a big guy?
we found the shard.
Yeah.
Yes,
we found the
yes,
shard.
but it was find a shard, level up, fight the big baddie
No,
in that
it's,
area.
No,
it's,
it is,
it's
find
find
the
the shard
shard.
and then get back to Israel.
Get back to Israel.
I thought it was find a shard, fight a dude, and then we left and we leveled up twice. And then it was find a shard, fight a dude, we left, we leveled up twice. Then it was find a shard, we didn't fight nobody,
You didn't.
leveled up
You
once.
didn't defeat a big bad. How about
So
that?
okay,
No,
and that's
good.
what I wanted to know. Like that was why I ended it with a question.
What level are y'all going to be after this level up right now?
11.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. One level up for
Yeah, because
acquiring
we
shard.
have not made it back to the other place yet, which
Correct.
seems to be the general MO of how things go. I'm sorry, it's just you mentioned long rest last time. I went, wait.
Mm-hmm.
We just got that.
You did.
And some of this could be useful.
Yes. So do whatever level upies you got to do, and
I am a fool.
I will do the reiterate of our charity thing while we're waiting on them to do that.
Yeah.
Down there somewhere there should be a little QR code and or a little blurb that describes that we are currently doing our first quarterly charity run for the Trevor Project, which supports estranged and displaced Alphabet Mafia, LGBTQIA, etc. plus youth who are kicked out of their family homes or otherwise need assistance living life because parents and families can sometimes be really sucky. So we are currently doing that run until the end of March-ish, and after that, do we know what our next charity will be?
No, I got to talk to the charity clerics about that.
Okay. Well, until the end of March, we're currently in support of the Trevor Project, and anything that you can and would like to donate in support of that is very much welcome, because everyone deserves to have a safe place to be and a safe place to know that they are cared for. And people suck, so we try to make them not suck a little bit less.
Oh,
And
sorry, I've been.
good?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just making sure.
so that is that. What else? What else can we talk about? If you are enjoying the Tears of Kairos stream, please do do the liking of the things on the Facebook and the Twitch. Various other locations include Instagram and the Twitter, Team Bonus Action and or bonus_team in various places. We've also got a lovely website, teambonusaction.com. It is beautiful and blue, and it was made by our very own Freck Evie. She does a lot of cool graphics things for us. We've got a few people that are also running around different Twitch streams and social media things. You can also pay attention to our lovely little banner down below there that gives some little ads for different places and fun facts about the various cast members of Team Bonus Action.
So that's 6, 14. Okay. That's all I get.
I did allow y'all max HP, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, alright. Makes math easy.
You're
Let's see.
Alright. Oh, and then that spell save DC also went up too. So that is now, because I've been miscalculating it this entire time, so it's now 19.
It's 8 plus
Mm-hmm.
cast mod plus.
And then
Prof.
that, I still have that +1 arcane focus from.
Yes.
So it's 19.
Cool. Cool.
Okay, so since I don't gotta add anything else, how long will it take to basically add in some of these spells from the secondary spell book?
What secondary spell book?
That the one that I
Is
got
this
from
the lame orc?
Yeah, that the lame orc guy.
Which ones are you wanting to grab?
That the ones I got checked.
Okay.
I already have counterspell, so I'm not gonna worry about getting that one again.
You know, if you wanted to be working on that while y'all are on the boat
Mhm.
right now, that would you could probably get it done by dark.
Okay.
Because this is going to kind of be like a downtime kind of sort of day, barring any shenanigans from the outside world. So y'all will be able to do whatever it is you need to do as far as catch up and or discussion points.
Just need to hit paste and I'm all done.
Cool.
I picked up banishment, and now because I get a ability score increase, I'm gonna go look at feats.
Okay. Warcaster's always a good one.
Warcaster is a very good one.
Advantage on concentration checks alone is worth it.
Because I know
telekinetic feat is also really good.
Yep.
Shadow touched would be another good one for Phil currently.
I already have Fey touched.
You could have shadow touch too. I ain't gonna steal you know.
I know.
I'm touched by all the things.
Phil,
Everything's touching you.
I really would prefer that they stopped.
Really would like it if you guys would stop touching me.
It's
Faye,
it's
Shadow,
weird.
that guy over there named Craig. Stop touching me, Craig.
I'm Craig.
Oh god.
Stop touching me, Craig.
Put away your Larry voice. We don't need Larry in here. Put that away.
Hi, my name's Craig. I'm a paladin of Ilzander.
Oh Lord.
What the hell?
We all know what you're thinking. Here's old Greg. He's a scaly fish man.
And
I
I'm a
love
dog
that
break,
fuzzy
just
little
scared
man
fish man, yo.
That. I can't do the voice.
What?
Oh, Greg, I'm a scaly fish
Yeah,
man.
he just scared fish, you know. Right there, scared fish.
Got a mangina.
You want to drink some Baileys from a shoe?
We got all things that are good.
We're old because the Mighty Boosh has not been on anything in over a decade.
I know nothing.
Okay, more people knew Old Greg than the show
Yes.
Old Greg was from because Old Greg's part of a show called The Mighty Boosh, which is a British comedy short. They played it in reverse on Adult Swim. They played season 3, then season 2, then season 1.
Why?
I don't
Just
know.
to fuck with people?
Pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah, at the same time, the story doesn't make sense at all. It's just whether or not are they in the zoo, getting kicked out of the zoo, or have a unique shop that they work at. That's the only difference in the setting. And at some point, they go fishing and deal with Old Greg.
Okay.
Who's that guy that plays Old Greg?
Old Greg
Who's that Pokemon?
He also played the Mighty Boosh himself. It was because it was.
Yeah, but what's
there's
his
two.
name?
I don't remember. There's two
Almighty
dudes.
Google.
Wait, no. I need to tell you, because then you'll be like, yes, that guy. I love that guy. And you don't need to look it up. Also, I'm playing the layer with my fingers, and I need to roll performance! I got performance a 15.
You're actually doing pretty good.
Yeah, I'm doing alright.
And the few times that you would hit a sour note, Erebos kind of reaches forward and says, you want to hold that one there, and then pluck it there. So it doesn't go brown.
Unless you want it to go wow.
You never want it to go brown. That's when you break strings.
That's the electric wire.
That doesn't sound like Musetta's Waltz.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, wonder,
What's in a Wonderwall?
What's in a Wonderwall? Is that not how Wonderwall sounds?
No. Blessing yourself.
Y'all mentioned Wonderwall, and I just have to do that to keep all the. I gotta do that to keep all the Chads away.
No Felding. No Felding. No.
I am a wee under rock a bean. I know nothing.
He's a British goth. He's an old British goth guy who's awesome and amazing.
The only old British goth guy that matters is Osborne.
No, Osborne does not matter.
Yes, he does. Also, the whole family.
If I took Fey teleportation, elf. Oh wait, high elf. Never mind. I'm not a high elf. I could learn Sylvan.
Anyway, I'm all set.
Okay.
I got one ability and some more HP, and is still a beefy boy.
No.
I need.
Reading it wrong. Still at 4.
Things get interesting in 2 levels for me.
So
One
it
level
goes
from
to
now, I get
18.
more maneuvers,
That's fine.
which I've already picked. I know what they're going to be. A level after that, I get an extra attack. So I get 3 attacks. 3 attack, action surge, 3 attack. Sounds deadly.
3 and pommel.
3 action surge, 3 pommel. Or spell.
Sure. Valid.
Yay.
Okay, Shadow Touch would allow me to get invisibility, a first level spell that I could cast once for free, plus an illusion or a necromancy spell, and I could increase my score. The benefit of Warcaster would be I can cast a spell as an attack of opportunity.
Also, advantage on concentration checks.
Yep, that one's understood. Everybody keeps forgetting that. Oh, attack of opportunity, Eldritch Blast.
Well, but also, you don't want to be in melee to where you would have the opportunity to utilize attack of opportunity.
I've ended up there unintentionally way
You
too many
have.
times.
You don't want to be, but...
You don't want to be.
I should then take Sentinel so that I could do it preemptively. So what happened? Why does the wizard have Sentinel? No!
Sentinel Warcaster, yes.
No Warcaster.
I have considered doing it with one of my other characters in a different game, but I haven't. I have other plans for that character, so I can't do it.
Yes, that's the song.
So hold on. You have the DM screen.
I do.
When do we change numbers for
Proficiency?
no, not for proficiency, but for modifiers?
Wait, what?
12, 13, 14, 15,
Yes.
16, 17, 18, 19.
Yes.
Okay, so that would not change.
I think it was Spencer that actually helped me figure out the formula. It's just -10 divided by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all it is.
So that would not modify anything.
Yeah, because that we are at 11 level. We don't got the ASI yet.
Nope, not it. Unless you're multi-classing, and then you gotta wait till the proper level in the class.
Okay, illusion spells. What do y'all got?
Yep.
Y'all keep going. I'm just looking at spells
Okay.
now.
Well, basically, y'all are on the ocean now. The marsh falls away. The sky overhead is kind of that iron gray of like a cold winter day. And the water itself stops having that weird oily shimmeriness going on. Though the water itself is still very gray, kind of reflecting the sky.
Why is the water gray?
Because this is the Northern Peninsula Bay, and everything is grey and white.
Brackish.
Okay.
The land kind of curves away to the southwest, but almost directly ahead of y'all. Y'all are still heading mostly westward, kind of following this current. The land curves back around, and you can see another land mass almost dead ahead. Kirillov points over toward it and says, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be landing at the very edge of that mountain range there, and then we're going to go around it, and let's say this still is just a day and a half around. Basically, we're going to camp on shore tonight, hopefully, and then it'll just be dropping you all off tomorrow night. So
Sounds fair.
as long as nothing comes for us while we're out here on the water, we'll be good.
I think being that you know that son of a bitch is gone anyway from us.
Going to be.
It would give me more meta magic.
Meta magic adept or what?
Yeah, meta magic adept. I'm double checking what my meta magic is.
So for fun role play thought processes while picking at the line and playing with it, because the entire trip I'm just like, I've got nothing else to do on this other than sharpen a weapon, eat, and pick at this line. So I'm picking up the line, and I keep I find a handful of notes and things that I like, and so I keep traveling back to them and humming some random words that are adorable but make no sense at the moment.
Okay.
So like so I'll speak love, and then later I'm like tails clasped and tight. And then just drill to water deep. Time to sleep. And it's like got no. It's almost as if I'm piecing together a song slowly.
Hold me to it. If you actually can craft a song for Arten, you've already done it? Why are you already doing it?
I did it 4 days ago.
My bad.
And
Alright.
I've written this song. Arten hasn't written this song.
Okay, alright. So, whenever Arten finally gets to perform his song in full,
Yeah.
okay, I will have a special treat for Arten.
Cool. It made no sense for me to just pick up and play the song right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, and
I appreciate the like. That was the thing is I was gonna say as soon as he's got it done and he performs it, then there will be something. I'll have to get with.
Mind you, I've blatantly stolen 90% of the song, and then redone some words to make them work, and wrapped it to our story. But they don't know.
Do we need to take another break to let you go, or do you want to go and we just keep fudging until you're back?
Then y'all can
on the ocean, and let's just we'll kind of skedoodle things on ahead.
You don't have anybody want to draw a card? Cards, some draw cards.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I rolled high enough. Remember, Phil has no wisdom.
I know.
What's
I don't.
Violet?
Don't think it's a good idea. No, thank you.
Would you like to draw a card?
No, thank you. Have bad luck with cards. I don't even gamble.
I don't even know what these are.
I mean, they're cards.
They're magical cards.
Let me see if my boy. Oh God, Erebos doesn't even know what they are. So forget that I said don't draw cards.
Does Grog know what they are?
We won't. Y'all have his sheet. Roll for him. History.
Kirillov?
Oh. Oh. Grog got a 17.
Oh,
Kirillith, card.
no, thank you. I said that I don't gamble.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know if it was Kirillith or Erebos.
That was cure. You said pilot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Grog has heard of like half decks of cards that are very magical, and he's pretty sure that those are them. He's heard that they could be either really good or really bad.
See, out of character, the pirate knows about cards.
Of course he does.
I mean, Arten, if you want somebody to draw it, you could always do it yourself.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work that way. If I draw my own cards, it doesn't feel correct.
Well, what if somebody else held them and then you drew?
No. They're mine. It'd feel like I stacked the deck if I won, and if I lost, it'd feel like I was losing on purpose.
Well, one of us could shuffle them for you.
Again. No.
You're weird.
Never said I wasn't. It's weird that I have these. I mean, just have cards.
If you don't want them, we could sell them.
Who would want to buy half a deck of magic cards?
Wizards.
Desperate college students.
I got 26 pick up.
Desperate college students. That is exactly what we would buy. We got... hey, I've got like 30 Magic the Gathering cards here. It's not quite a whole deck, but I'm selling it for $20. I'm like... I don't have a whole deck, but I do have $20. I am desperate for cards.
Alright, so
Why the fuck is Exodia in here? This isn't magic.
y'all are moving with the current across this bay, and shortly before the sun completely goes down, Kirillith brings the boat into shore. There's the tail end of a mountain range on your left, and dead ahead of you, the beach, and a plain stretching away into the distance. Nothing but ice and frozen grass.
Nope.
You are at kind of the North Pole tundra end of the world at this point. There's even little bits of ice along the pebbles of the beach where the water is washed up with the tide.
This isn't that bad. It's not that cold.
Everybody give me con saves.
I have resistance to cold damage.
Yeah, you can still give me con save.
And con save.
Oh, okay. 16.
Okay, but that's... Zhonya got a 22.
Nice.
Zoruna she got a 17.
Okay,
I got a 15, but I feel like I might want to re-roll that.
your choice.
I mean, I got a 16.
I get a +8. And I got a 15, so I feel like I can re-roll that and get a lot better.
Your choice.
I'm re-rolling that.
Okay.
I don't like that. Haha. Got a 20.
Okay. Phil, you had a 16?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Just 3 points of cold damage.
Halved.
That's halved and halved.
Okay.
So
So that's halved.
Mm-hmm.
So it's quartered?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's cold. Y'all need to make camp. There doesn't appear to be a lot of fire making materials or anything. Nor a lot of shelter.
What's this boat made out of?
As everybody disembarks the boat, he taps a button and it collapses back and he puts it back in his pocket.
What was it made out of?
Wood.
Foldable boat.
Unfold it, cut it up, and make fire.
No, I need that to get back home after I get you guys to the Say Still.
Fine. It's cold. It's a fire. When it's cold, it's a fire. Is there lots of snow or is it just ice?
It's more just like really hard frost.
Okay. Shit.
Humidity,
Shit.
does the frost things.
Can't do a whole lot of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of... my what's the word for it? I'm blanking on it. Not combat style, but
Utility.
Utility magic is not geared towards building a place to stay. Like, I can start a campfire if we need it with prestidigitation and fix shit. I didn't take Liamon's tiny hut.
Why not? I have a bear in a jar.
Do you?
Maybe.
Is your jar full of sand again?
Deal? No. The bear is roaming.
Wow, that this flame does not burn my equipment. It can only shed light. So that's not going to help. Produce flame can't help. But firebolt could possibly do something.
We're right on the river, so if we dig down, it's going to get wet, but we could move.
Ocean.
Gosh.
Y'all kind of crossed it inland bay.
Okay, so
Okay,
if we
reiterate. We're right on the ocean, so if we dig down, it's going to get wet.
It's going to get wet still, so we
If
can't.
you could get past the permafrost.
Yeah.
So we don't have the ability necessarily to dig down. None of us have mold earth.
The issue here is that if we were to find wood for fire, we'd all be soaking wet and not actually burn.
I can dry it out. Prestidigitation.
It's odd how useful that spell is when it's only ever annoying. Okay. I can survival the hell out of this shit and make wood and make camp.
You wanna like hunt for driftwood is what I'm catching?
I'm gonna hunt for driftwood. Are there any trees along the edge of the... Okay.
You can see maybe a little bit of like green up on the mountains, but that's miles away.
Yeah.
I'm going to aid in whoever searches.
Yeah.
I'll aid.
Hunt for driftwood, and then once the driftwood is assembled, make a teepee out of the big pieces, and then inside the teepee, smaller teepee, and everything. So we whittle it down, and then outside of the giant teepee is a small thing of kindling, which is where we'll make our initial fire. Before we do that, we're gonna take our tents and stuff that we have had this whole time.
Yeah.
Instead of making individual tents, make one more of a shield around it.
Okay.
So it is
You're trying to make a heat catch.
You're my path. You're my path. This guy has good survival, but this guy also has good survival.
You'll also want to gather as many large rocks as you can to put around your fire because they will also hold heat and exude overnight.
Yeah. So you get the rocks, we get everything. Once we get it all set up, it's gonna take a while. We'll make take the tents
survival
apart.
Skills with your powers.
Take the tents apart, put them and then hold them around, make a heat catch so that we have something that's gonna radiate the heat back around to us. And then we'll start trying to,
it'll also help block the wind off the bay.
We can prestidigitate it all dry, and then, I guess, prestidigitate to fire. I don't know what makes fire. I could rub sticks together and make fire, but these guys can seemingly...
What were you Googling?
I'm reading this.
Do it, but...
So, this is a goofy idea. But I have sorcery points to burn.
To burn.
I got sorcery points to burn.
I love the idea of like me working my ass off to create this thing, and he's like, I got a goofy idea. Hold on. I've got lots of sorcery points. I haven't done this before, but maybe.
What are you thinking there, Phil?
So, I have banishment that can technically send if I cash in the sorcery points right. I can't cast it higher than 5th level, which means I could send 2 of us to another plane that's where we're originally from. I could show up on my parents' boat and steal shit.
But you have to get back.
Banishment, let's see. If the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise returning home to plane. If the spell ends 1 minute and past, the target reappears. That space left are in the most nearest unoccupied space.
Oh.
So after a minute, we come back.
Yeah.
You'd have a minute to steal shit.
Yeah. Supermarket sweep.
Oh, that show.
discuss as a party or do it yourself. I'm just your DM. I'm not telling you not to.
This is Hewitt having an idea. Phil will, because he now knows management.
Okay. Imagine that I didn't hear any of that. Mm-hmm. And I'm putting all this stuff together.
Yep.
He's already prestidigitated things dry. We've made the heat shield. I've got the kindling there. And I was like, need some flint. And I've got iron. I just need to... Okay, fire. And then we scoop the fire up into the thing.
Yep.
And I just... And
Yay,
slowly
fire.
catch, and the fire happens. Hooray, survival.
Also, our tents are not probably rated for this, but okay. So that's me saying
it's not right up on the fire. It's like creating like a space.
No. I'm saying I know what he's doing. I'm saying that the tents we have, even though are mostly acting as a windbreak, is my understanding.
Yes.
So we need something else to help us stay a little bit more.
That's what clothes are for.
Right.
Yeah. And so we have the
that
tents that go around at an angle like that, and so they're not on the fire or near the fire. They're just radiating.
I'm getting that.
Wind.
Phil's sitting there thinking, these tents aren't really rated for all this. This is still going to be a rough night. So Phil looks at y'all. I have an idea.
If you put out my fire.
I'm not putting out your fire. We need that.
Continue.
I might have just learned a spell that I can get us good food and way better blankets.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think technically I can take anybody with me.
Where?
I can technically banish myself back to my parents' boat now. I could send you back to where you're from, too, technically.
Don't do that.
I figured.
Don't do that. That will just piss people off.
Do you want me to send you back to Strixhaven so you can steal us some food?
No, then that the magical ramen was terrible.
Alright, bibbity boppy bite. And Phil is going to step off far enough so that the poof from fire doesn't do anything. And Phil just, like, he's expecting, like, the old style magic still. So, like, he's kind of expecting, like, poofy
psychedelic,
smoke
green
then
and
all
purple.
Of a sudden, just, like, Phil, like, disappears okay, to your unimportant British aging rocker. Disappears instead of appears on stage, smoke and everything. Just
I don't think it would make people mad that I showed up. It would only make people mad that I showed up and went away a minute later.
Probably.
So that's why I was like, you can't show up at your family's house after you've been gone for so long and then leave a minute later for God knows how long. That's only going to piss a lot. That's going to piss a lot of
people off. And then
off.
you just have
Honestly,
just a plastic bag with
Phil's down for that.
Like
Phil
you just show up and like, I'm here to make a go plate, and then I'm out again. Never going to be okay.
All right, Phil. So your family's boat is essentially a pleasure barge, yes?
Yeah, it is basically a cruise ship.
All right, so we've got to figure out where you land on said pleasure barge.
You keep talking about this thing, and I always assumed barge as in like it's a pallet of wood, maybe a pirogue, and y'all are just like like we're ferrying one guy at a time.
He's
not
got a fancy like 100
damn
feet yacht.
7-story thing.
We're not a Disney cruise here.
All right, so
you're
Phil.
a Viking cruise?
Yes.
Viking River cruise.
Oh, it works. But you land in the crow's nest.
Misty, step down.
Okay, that's a bonus action. We got to count rounds here. You've only got a minute.
Yeah, so I get 10 of these. So that's I poof down.
That's a bonus action.
So then I'm going to dash.
Okay.
Towards the kitchen.
Okay, so that's a turn.
Okay, so have I made it there yet?
Give me one more turn.
Okay.
Get into the galley on your second turn.
Yep.
All right, you're in the galley.
Gonna poof. I'm using all the sorcery points, so I don't touch my extra spells. Just little poofs of sage and miscontent.
It's nighttime or night on the ship. It's after hours, after lights out. But you can hear in one of the ballrooms down on the first deck, there's apparently a bit of a shindig going down.
Not my problem.
The kitchen is very much a busy place right now. You've got multiple individuals trying to send out hors d'oeuvres and drinks and all kinds of things.
So, here's the deal. Phil's part of the family. He technically will inherit the boat one day. He walks right in that bitch, looks everybody in the eyes, hasn't seen them in most of a century.
Yeah.
Into the Vernus and Lich bag. And then I'm not even looking at what all food I'm raking into this bag. I just know, I can feel from the heat there's hot meat. There's a vegetable in there.
Alright, yeah.
I'm going to grab, as I'm walking towards where I know behind the kitchen is also going to get into the wash and the linens.
The linen closet,
I'm sticking baguettes, a whole ass ham, picking up the corned beef, grabbing the horseradish sauce in the silver container, and just look directly at the head chef, Gorgon Ramsay, who has special shades on so he doesn't turn everyone into an idiot statue. You tell mom and dad, fuck off. And he just goes to
Get out of my kitchen, you lump of toast!
You know you love me!
Get out!
Knock over the cream. And then when we get into the other room, like, okay, I'm not putting it in the bag of holding with the food.
The best,
I'm shoving. I grab a couple pillows, stuff them in. I get the blankets, toss them off my shoulder. I know my dad's laundry's in here. He's slightly taller than me, which means the shirt's gonna fit. And I'm gonna take 3 of his nice shirts.
Oh God.
Which are all plaid.
Of course they are.
They're and it's like paisley plaid.
Oh God.
And Phil's just gonna put those in one of his other bags.
Anything else?
How much time? How many more turns I got?
You've got maybe 30 seconds.
I am
20,
going to
20,
find
30.
the lavatories that are on this level, and I'm going to clog them with a dish towel.
You're in the middle of clogging the 4th toilet when...
So you poke back, you've got all the things, but your hand is soaking wet.
Phil
No. There's like a weird gauntlet on Phil's hand that's yellow and goes down right about here.
It's from Made of Rubbers.
What are you?
Oh wait, but you've got a whole Santa suit full of.
Yeah,
What the fuck is going on?
All right, hold on. I need somebody to help me get all this, because I can't get it back out. I've got blankets.
I come and I retrieve some blankets off of him.
Her fiery mage hand starts helping.
No, that'll burn.
No, it's just a normal
It just
mage
looks
hand.
fiery.
Comforters. They're down. Hello.
I start setting up each little tent, because the tents are being held up with like sticks and rocks and stuff, and so I literally start setting each one of them up with like a giant blanket and pillows and comforters, through each little cabanas type situations, and we got this big fire in the middle. I was like,
and everybody's feet can be pointed toward the fire. It's gonna be great.
Also, how tall is Erebos?
I know this, but I don't know it off the top of my head. I can tell you
5'7".
though. He's taller than that.
5'10".
That might be right.
That's my height.
The shirts wouldn't fit him if he's that much taller.
My boyo is. Oh, wait, it's in this.
Height? Where is my height?
It's over 6 foot.
He is
I know that.
5'11", but the horns go up to 6'8".
Fucking deer. So no, these shirts would not fit. Like Phil's 5'6" and his dad's like 5'7". Phil's like,
He's
Okay, it's for me then.
He's a fucking deer.
And then pulls out the Vernus and Lich bag. All right, we need to lay out another blanket because this is fucking full.
Of what?
I raided the galley.
Kitchen?
Yes.
Ooh.
I stole a whole corned beef.
Dibs. The blankets are laid out.
Winter picnic alert.
Reaches in, pulls out the plate that's still in the right position. Hold on. I don't know what all I took. I just took.
I'm so glad I bought you that bag.
There's one random lemon meringue, but it's like one of these tiny tarts.
Just pulling out the
The
baguette.
hero sandwiches.
This is the biggest dig up sandwich. We just
It starts curving around the campsite.
No, it's just Phil unloads all of it and then reaches in and pulls out one stuffed guinea hen.
Okay,
that
I
was
like
a
that
very
spell.
good idea. That's a good spell.
That's a good spell.
We should use that spell more often. We just you keep banishing yourself whenever we need food.
Oh no, I can't do this again for a hot minute. The chef's gonna tell my parents, so they're gonna have security.
That's fun.
Note to self: tiny hut needs to be added to my book.
Oh no, not tiny hut. Get the one that makes a 2-story freaking castle that is the same level spell.
Okay.
We will all fit in it still. It is also what in the last Extra Life I did in Emily's game, where I Pokeballed a castle into the spider.
Wow.
It's a magic item that mimics a spell that summons a 2-story fortress.
Into
Lordy.
the spider?
Okay, so the spider started falling down the wall.
No, I get it. I just...
I threw it on the ground and the castle went boom. Its name is Country Road.
Alright, so y'all have a delicious feast. Courtesy of Gordon Ramsay via... Gorgon Ramsay. Via Fil'verl. And y'all have a comfy campsite for the evening. Who's gonna take first watch as y'all are getting close to bedding down for the night?
I'm going to take my first rest so that I can actually...
I'll take first watch.
Okay. Alright. Give perception, please.
Hey, Zhonya got a 14, Zarina got a 23.
Okay. Zarina keeps getting up to pace around a little bit and keep her nose into the wind, making sure that she's not smelling Arten's feet. Yeah, nothing really comes within line of sight or otherwise attempts to ambush y'all in the night. Who's got second watch?
Okay, if it's been 4 hours, I'll take second watch.
Sure.
So that is 4 hours? Well, I don't gotta go back to sleep, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do this. I'm assuming Erebos is up.
Yeah.
Is he still snacking on something?
Probably.
He's just sitting there with the whole platter of cheese. Like, we wake up and it's just all smeared around here.
Oh.
He's like...
What are you taking? No, he hid away that little lemon tart. He pulls it out once everybody else is asleep.
Phil wakes up, looks directly at him.
You didn't see anything.
Well, I didn't see shit. Go ahead.
Anyway, yeah.
So,
Arten fell asleep, still, like, cuddling and coddling what is left of the ham. And I had
It's always ham with you. Why is
have-
it always ham with you?
It's delicious, and I like it in my mouth.
there's just,
Cyrus.
he's got a hand like here and a hand here. There's just like a bone that's been mostly gnawed on.
It's like I was eating the whole ham, and then
I mean,
I
literally,
fell asleep.
Cyrex and Arten ham.
Okay, have you had ham?
I have had ham.
I feel like
I'm
you
not gonna go to sleep
don't. I
with ham.
feel
It's
like you have an
sticky.
aversion to pork right now, because like
It's
have
sticky.
you ever eaten enough to where you got the meat sweats?
Yes.
That's about what a whole ham would do to you. Have you ever eaten enough meat to where you kind of pass out?
No.
I need to introduce you to a little place called Fogo de Chao,
Huh?
where they give you all the meats.
Is it a Brazilian steakhouse?
Yes.
I've been to a rodeo.
Yep. Same thing.
I don't pass out after meats, though.
No, I was done. I thank the good Lord above that there was. We didn't drive there. I rode a train there because that hour train ride home, I was drunk off of meat. So like, I waddled back to the train and was drunk off of meat for an hour, and
Hit the
then
breathalyzer. He's blowing 3 on the meat scale.
It was done. The dumbasses kept bringing back steak. Like, would you like some more? I was like, I'm not gonna say no.
I paid
I'm
$30.
I'm poor. I
paid
want
$30
that
for this.
in now. They're like, if you ever get full, you can turn that back over. Like, stop with you shut your fucking blasphemous mouth right there. There's a salad bar over there. That's for quitters. I want meats.
Stop with this blasphemy, Sharon. Bring me more of the beef.
So yeah, I ate everything 3 times. Anyway, so
yeah.
meat sweats, meat drunk, meat sleep,
17.
passed out. So like, it's not that I'm cuddling; it's that I had it in my hand and I did not finish the whole thing. Passed out, and so now I'm just
The
guy.
tail. Doing that cat. Everybody's seen that, like the cat. It's like I'm asleep, but it's still like the happy.
Yeah.
Listen, I got a 17 on the perception check, DM.
Okay. Second verse same as the first. It's a relatively quiet night. This whole area seems rather deserted.
Okay. I now have to do math because I have 8 hours.
Cool.
All right. We're just
Eventually,
gonna.
with dawn, I wake up.
Yeah.
It's my watch,
Of course.
and I watch the dawn.
Of course. As you do.
Stupid name.
Oh shit.
You chose it.
Oh shit.
Random name generator pop like it gives you like 8-9 names at a time, and I saw that and I was like, that's a cool sounding thing. Dawnwatcher. It's so much better than Goldmane. I was like, everyone knows that.
Everyone does know that.
That's what happens with 8 hours.
Your DM wants to know the number.
I am at 100 sorcery points right now. Phil is sitting there drinking the little cup, the Insta coffee he took from his parents. Does anyone else smell ozone?
Like, anybody remember that episode of Futurama where Fry gets $300 and realizes he can buy 300 cups of coffee, and so he does back to back to back to back.
Oh my god. All right. So with the dawn breaking over the bay, y'all can get moving, break camp, scatter the ashes of your dying fire, and set forth across the tundra for Basea Still. We're going to make this easy because I have laughed way too much tonight, and I don't feel like being mean. So the day passes uneventfully. What?
It doesn't help, but I could just see Phil getting to the back of the boat. I have an idea. Guiding. Just Kamehameha. Try to Kamehameha us with bad.
Y'all don't need the boat. Y'all are going overland.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. If we threw the boat back on, we're going across the bay. I could just see Phil like, I have an idea.
You can be mad at me all you want, but I've seen enough shows to know that popping the back of a raft makes it go faster.
Where is that from? I know where that's from, but I can't place it. Where is that?
Community.
Yes!
Community.
Yes!
See, this is what happened. I cast a gust at 7th level.
That. And he throws a hurricane that way, and we're just over here not moving at all. I'm like, you can blame me all you want. I've seen enough cartoons to know that gust at 7th level will make your boat go faster. And we're all like, you killed a small village. They're dead.
Okay.
Phil, I gave a gift to Kairos.
Oh, God, no. Oh.
Serve your Lord well.
Kairos. I don't even know any of you. This is the special help that guy sent us to when he made a hurricane trying to move his boat across the bay. Adventurers, right?
You get a pink slip. It's signed jointly between Kairos and Thuelos. It's like, you're crossing the streams here, bud.
Hey, does anyone know who Kellenvor is? I just got a request.
A cease and desist.
No, he sent me a request. He's hiring.
Are you looking for work?
Alright.
Alright, so we're going. We're walking.
Y'all
We're going.
are traipsing across the tundra.
Hold
and
on. How many of us are there?
there's 1, Grog, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So that we can move faster so we're not freezing our patooties off.
And this is the first time that you are all actually seeing Zhonya up in her long red overcoat. Because
There's
it's
a
been
long
hot.
red overcoat.
Yes, it's been so hot. She has
She got
never
a
been
Carmen
able to
San
wear it.
Diego going on.
I love it.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, long red overcoat.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
running into some OBS problems right here at the end.
Super fun.
You
We're
have a
still
long
recording.
red overcoat.
We're
I
still
would have
recording.
thought it was going to be
God damn it, internet. Now it's
colors of
connected
your
again.
house.
We'll see how it goes.
Like the blue
Anyway.
and the greens and stuff.
I think that this was whenever pre her memory loss.
I can cast it 5th level.
This
which
is a
means
family overcoat.
I cannot cast it more than once though because I can't double concentrate.
It's fine. You know, if we still had our barbarian friend, we'd be running faster just because he was running.
Yeah, Tal'gor.
Hold on. So if there's 3 of us, we could carry that weight, right?
What are we doing?
If I cast fly on the 3 of us,
Fly only gives you a flight speed of
60.
60. Right?
So if we were going full tilt, we're going 120 feet
Why
around.
You don't have to also expend resources. I can cast fly.
Well, I'm just saying, I can do it without spending resources.
True. Okay.
I can do it by spending 7 sorcery points out of 100.
Or we could just walk.
So many. It is supposed to be only like a day, maybe a day and change on
Yeah,
foot.
but if we do this, we don't have the change. So, and it lasts for 10 minutes, so that's 10 rounds. That's
only...
well, hold on. Let's see if it's.
But that is
it can be
100 rounds.
120 feet every 6 seconds. So that's 1,200 feet a minute. So that's 120,000 feet in 10.
Stand by.
Roughly about 5.25 miles.
I pulled up my calculator. You guys were all like, roughly this. Like, that's fine. That's good enough for me.
120,000 feet,
Okay, so hold on. It's 120 feet every 6 seconds.
which
So-
makes it
Which
100
makes
it makes it 1,200
feet in a minute, which
in 1
makes
minute.
it
12,000 feet in 10. Because it's only moving the decimal point
Mm-hmm.
1.
oh, that's right.
So that's...
6 miles, roughly.
6 miles.
12,000.
No, 12,000 feet is
Right.
2.25 miles.
Wait, hold on. Fly only. This is out of character.
Wait,
Yeah.
but hang on.
Wait, how many feet is in a
So-
mile?
5,280 feet in a mile.
Oh, why was I thinking 2,000?
So hold on. Just let's look at this, because this equals the D&D travel mechanic. So in 10 minutes you can go 2 miles by flying.
Yes.
That means most people that are in decent shape jogging move faster than flight in D&D.
In real life, yeah.
In real life, too.
In real life, yes.
Normal walking speed for a person is about 2 to 3 miles an hour. Fast walking puts you at 4 or 5. Jogging
I'm just
is
saying, if
usually
someone
7 or 8.
started jogging.
If
7 or 8 miles an hour.
About-
Okay, but wait. So this is only 10 minutes, remember?
Yeah.
So times that by 6, and that's 12
Yeah,
miles an hour.
It
So that's,
lasts 10 minutes, so I'd be repeated casting this for a minute if we wanted to do that. That doesn't sound like it's netting us that much over 10 minutes, really.
no.
Man, Fly, you're good for like 3D combat and pissing off DMs, but not like
Right.
long range movement.
Correct.
A day's walk, if you at it would be around 20 to 30 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
give or
about
take.
right.
And so like if
So
we're,
if you cast flight for those 10 minutes, it's only knocking off an hour's travel.
Something like that.
Now, if I repeatedly cast it, though.
If you repeatedly cast it, y'all could make it by, what, midday?
How many times do I need to cast it, DM?
Yeah.
No.
3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Yeah.
I got points for
Even
that.
on the high end, 4.
Okay, so we fly our happy asses in.
Okay, so
Apparently, like mother freaking angels, we descend into this elven city. Like, we flew across the
So
beaches.
that'd be just 28 sorcery points.
that's 28 sorcery points. So still sitting on 72, which is more than I walked into Malayasphere with.
Coffee Locks, brought to you by Insanity.
Kairos.
We're just sitting there flying like it's DBZ.
Alright, so, but here's the thing. As y'all are flying in on the final approach to Basaeus Till, it's kind of at the edge of, the biome shift, where the tundra starts to become more of a taiga. There's trees and stuff showing up in the distance, and you can see a lot of these, there's kind of a concentration of trees, and you've got the whole, the very elvish architecture thing going on. It's very stereotypical. It is very historically accurate. It's elvish as elvish can be. And as it becomes clear on the horizon, Kirloth actually drops out of y'all's formation, and he's back on the ground. Because he's not going into the city. So if y'all want to have any final words with him...
You were just saying...
It's probably a good idea to do like he did, because if we come in hot like this, they're probably going to try to shoot us down.
Good idea.
I like the idea of people thinking I can fly.
Well, you can still hover off the ground for the remainder of the time.
I'm going to. I stay 3 feet off the ground for the rest of the trip in. Everyone else is I'm just...
Phil will float just high enough to be able to look Arten in the eye.
Accurate. Okay. As y'all are all closer to ground level, he says, "Alright, I have no idea who you're supposed to find. I have no idea who's in charge over here. I'm not privy to that political information. So you're on your own, but good luck to you, and don't die."
You owe me $50.
From what?
See if it'd work. Goodbye. Have a good one.
Don't
Todd.
die as well.
Thank you.
This whole flying thing will last a little while longer, right? Even if I go the other direction? Or do I
Yeah,
have to
just
stay?
don't be really high up in the air.
Cool.
Because fall damage is real.
You know that fly actually doesn't create fall damage when you're done, right?
When,
I thought when it ended, if you were
I
too
would
high
suggest I would suggest flying just past the break, throwing your boat into the ocean, and that way you wouldn't have to
you're
stay
right.
on the.
I was thinking of boots.
If you fly just past the break of the waves, and then throw your boat into the ocean, land there.
I don't think I'll have, it took us 3 hours to get this far. I don't think I'll have the full...
No. We're still on the beach, though, right?
No, we came inland.
No, I'm asking.
We came inland.
I didn't know we came inland. I thought there was a beach city. Or a
Jed
coastal town.
question, not Arten question.
Jed question. I thought it was a coastal town. My bad.
Okay, so
Thought it was a coastal city.
here's the beach. There were some mountains.
Thought we was flying the whole time over a beach.
No. Y'all,
It's not as fun.
y'all landed over here, and you had to go around the mountains and come inland.
Okay.
Sorry, I failed to clarify.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's a game that you play in your head, so I have to imagine things.
Sorry, I failed to clarify.
Grog, it's not your fault.
It is my fault. It's always my fault.
I feel
I'm
like-
not the Lord of Buttons yet.
I feel Grog is sitting there with just all his hair blown back.
Absolutely.
And just bugs all over, especially
there's no bugs on the tundra. Get your facts straight.
This is D&D.
There's no winter bugs.
There's ice bugs.
There's no winter bugs.
He found the one.
I said there's no.
He found the one winter
No.
spider. That one that was on that one thread. This is not where I thought I was going for vacation this time.
Alright. Kirloth takes his leave, and y'all can approach the city as you choose.
Alright.
Wait, hold on. should we warn him about a little Eladrin that's going to be like all into him? Like, I feel that's going to happen every reality.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
So let him be blindsided?
Love is always blindsiding people.
Fun fact, in this reality, Kjorloth is very much ace.
Well,
I'm just going to say, because that little one was scary as shit back when we were there. Like, she was too chipper. I didn't trust it.
You were right to not trust it, but it's his problem to find and fall in love with. Or not.
we didn't get a
Or not.
name of anything. That we just said just to go to besides Teela and say we want to go to Velbrook.
Okay, so we walk in. I walk up to the front gate while still hovering a few feet off the ground.
There's not really a gate. There's kind of, like, fields of winter flowers that are all in bloom around the edges of the city. There's not really a fence. There's not really a wall. But there's a bit of a shimmer in the air. Definitely heavy with magic.
I go through a shimmer above some flowers, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. There's quite a few elves of many sort and description going about doing normal daily routine things. You can see bakers and bookshops, various shops. My brain is gone. It's a normal elvish city.
Okay, so
There's
as we
fancy bridges.
as-
There's like little cupolas.
Yeah.
as we pass by 3 to 5 shops, I want enough people to really see me flying. I then land.
Phil's got to see him doing that and break concentration on flying just before.
I still land
Roll a dex save.
like a
for,
superhero.
roll a dex save for fancy landing.
Dex and athletics, damn it.
You could roll acrobatics.
I'm fine with athletics or acrobatics. Either one's fine. But dex saves. My dex
Okay,
just got
fine.
fucked.
Fine.
My
Acrobatics.
dex just got fucked by the centipede.
that is
and
true.
so that's when I'm like, damn it.
Acrobatics, then. It's a balance check, is what it is.
Yeah.
Cat gotta land on feet.
That's a crit.
That is a
That is a crit.
It does not matter that Phil tries to sabotage your ultimate amazing landing. You are in total control of your body.
I land
And-
on one toe like a fucking ballerina, spin around, and then superhero,
Are you
kicking up just enough dust,
Are you doing the
and
thing?
then walk and then stand up straightly, completely ignoring anyone questioning me doing stuff. Are you doing the shh? I'm
Did you-
amazing, and they need to know it before I do
Did you
anything.
just dab landing?
Yes.
Okay.
does prestidigitation to make a little clap sound effect.
There's a bit of a from somewhere in the city.
He's taken.
Doesn't mean we can't appreciate it.
That's true. That's right. That's right. It's true. So,
Just
look with your
allow
eyes.
to know the
Look with
ground
your
rules,
eyes.
Arten.
I would like to find a magic shop.
Definitely.
Okay. I would like to sell these cards. This is the magic people might want to buy it, so I want to go see if I can sell the cards.
You can find a little shop near to where you've done your amazing dramatic landing. There is a dark-skinned, dark-haired elf behind the counter. And welcome, travelers.
Good
Haven't
day,
seen
sir.
one like you in a while. You got a boat nearby then?
No.
Oh,
He can visit anytime he wants, though.
I've learned just recently how to do that, yeah.
nice.
Just
Very
Up
nice.
there. But, I've come to try and sell a handful of things that we procured over our travels.
Of course, as most people do. They don't usually end up this far, so I could probably give you a good price if it's something that I think I could resell.
Right. Excellent. Excellent. Got a handful of things here. I don't mind getting off my person. Won't need them. Never needed them. They just kind of ended up in my possession. And I start pulling out a handful of things.
Okay.
Okay. So there is a the little wand. What that?
The daylight wand.
The daylight wand. This little wand. You you hit the button, daylight. Hit the button again, no daylight. It's an interesting little thing, almost like a torch, but magical.
All right. A lovely little trinket. Seems to have seen better days. What else?
Let's see. We've got a. Where'd they go? Sorry.
We have those. Did I give you the magic potion I found?
No, that's what I was looking for, but I don't know where it is. Where is it? I have it written down.
I had like the yellow sludgy potion, I think.
A bottle of clear liquid, a bottle of bright yellow liquid that has been dimmed.
Yes.
A small, the small baton with a trigger on it. I already have that given to you because that was just me describing stuff. And so I have both the vials, the wand, the deck of cards, and then I pull out the jar that the bear's supposed to be in. And I pull out the jar. I was like, open it up. I was like,
now that you open it up, a whole bunch of sand comes flying.
Sand. Click. And this.
Explain the jar of sand.
Interesting thing about this jar of sand. If you open this jar of sand and pour the sand on the ground, it materializes into a bear.
Alright, reaches under the counter, pulls out a spool of black ribbon, cuts a strand, kind of loops it around the top of the lid. Alright, these two potions, do you have any idea where you got them from, where they...
Sphere.
We got them from Sphere. I'm not sure what they do.
Alright, reaches into a back pocket and pulls out like a small set of like tongs. And I'm just gonna put these.
Oh, you've been carrying that around just normally.
Will kind of waves his hand over them and a little like a shimmer like a force field.
Could be anything.
How long will you be staying in the town? I'm going to have to send out for some information.
Not long.
Not long at all.
I'm not going to offer you any money for those. I have no idea what they could be or how much damage they could do, but I will gladly dispose of them for you.
I'm going to need them back. I'm not in the mood for charity, sir.
We have had an incredibly long 4 weeks that we've known each other.
That's not wrong.
That's not wrong.
No, think about it.
It's not wrong.
Phil's not far off on the actual timeline of the game.
No, he's not.
We've been playing this for over a year now.
Yeah.
If we break it down by days, we're about a month to maybe 2 months.
Yeah.
It's been a rough 7 weeks.
My shop game has been running for almost 2 years this summer, and they're only barely over 100 days game time. So, like canon timeline. Anyway, anything that comes in from the Blighted Wood is not supposed to be left roaming free. They're supposed to be disposed of if they are dangerous. I have to alert the authorities to their existence. If you spare the time, then perhaps you could get them back if they are deemed unharmful. Otherwise...
Goddamn government regulation.
There's a lot of danger that comes out of the wood.
Oh, the bear did too.
Grabbing the bear and putting it back into the bag.
Trust me, he's harmless. Really, the bear is more of a hindrance to himself than anyone else.
And then I'm picking up the cards. It's like, fine. Keep the potions.
If you're still in town, after I get these investigated, and they're not harmful, I'll gladly either purchase them from you or give them back. But I have to follow the protocols here.
That's understandable. Do what you have
I
to.
mean, otherwise innocents could get harmed. I assume you do not want that on your conscience. So, is there anything else I could do for you?
Aside from stealing the 2 things from me, no. I think
That
we're fine.
2 things. One, that do you have any spell scrolls of I believe the spell is Lumen's Tiny Hut or Leomin's or something like that. And then that the other thing is that do you know about transporters to a Velbrook?
Oh, Velbrook.
Yes.
You're actually in luck. Those gateways should be opening up tomorrow.
Okay.
It's a bit of a detached location. They usually open the gates for different festivals and things like that. It'll be a fun time. If you're going there, definitely seek out. You might be interested in Daz's shop. Daz's everything shop. Literally anything you want, anything you could imagine, she can get for you. You also look like you're rather a warrior. Look into Glory's shop. Last I knew, they were right beside Daz's shop. Glory has some of the most fantastic weapons and armor you'll ever find.
And this is all in Velbrook?
Yes.
Alright.
They're a bit of a... You might say they're a bit of a tourist attraction, but they do cater to adventurers who manage to find their way there. It's how some of the folks in town make their living.
Then in that case, we'll be here until tomorrow when that gate opens.
That's fine.
Suppose I'll swing back by and see if you've learned anything.
I can assure you I will have an answer for you tomorrow. And if they need to be disposed of, I'll provide some sort of compensation since we couldn't do business elsewise.
Tavern.
Sure.
Inn.
Yes. You want to seek out the Lily? It's just across the gazebo.
Alright, and then what is your name?
I'm Raymond.
Raymond.
Yes.
There's still a fly left.
Huh?
No, you took it. Never mind. I really wanted to just kind of skip off.
You wanted to huffily just turn around,
Fine.
slow, and just go. As they're doing that. By the way, if a guy by the name of Pavin shows up, he's a dick.
He needs to be alerted that the guard...
Alert the cops.
that,
He,
that the
he also
guards-
came from the
He was in the Savalirwood. Been there a
Yeah.
hot minute.
Yes.
He's also come from there, and you should definitely get him investigated.
Yes.
Reaches and pulls like a little notebook.
And then he is going to need 14 days of containment. Possibly
He was
behind
going through
bars.
portals and touching trees.
Do you have a description of this individual?
About
In case
But
he's using
about
he
it.
was a
tall,
Vidalcan
blue skin.
type.
Yeah, Vidalcan.
Alright. Takes down notes.
Had a very punchable face. That's
He
just
did-
personal.
He traveled with a suit of armor at one time, and then so he may travel with that again.
And then that he is known to summon like what was it, like little bitty
Oh, he summons
animatronic
cannons
turrets?
and dragons. He was just...
brand news.
We're out there, don't want to touch anything. He's
Right.
out there licking trees and snorting flowers, jumping through portals, yelling wubba dub lub. We didn't know what was up with that. And just, he's bad news, and we did everything to get away from him.
Yes.
Also, he refuses to wear... When we met him, he refused to wear pants, so just...
Do with that as you will, you know.
I wonder if I might get your names or the name of your cohort.
We don't have. We
Name of our
don't.
cohort.
Oh, we have never established a group name.
I'm forcing you to. Come on, guys.
name. Okay, wait.
Y'all do the honors.
The best group names are always given under duress.
Wait.
Don't go to a generator.
No,
You-
no.
I'm not going to a generator. I just want to read something real quick.
I mean, just in case the officials have any more questions and they need to...
Wait a minute. That you know that the
His word.
what about that the lion, the witch, and the astral elf.
I was
Well,
gonna
technically,
go-
I have a great wardrobe.
Yes.
I was was just gonna roll with a group called Tribe, but I really like a lot the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
That's the Astral Wardrobe. Oh,
Nope, not Astral. Just
the Wardrobe.
The Lion,
The
Witch,
and the Wardrobe.
Oh man! Wait.
Hashtag not copyright.
Not copyrighted.
We are the Tales of Zrael.
No.
No.
There's 2 tails.
But only, well, three if we count the
Mercy.
dog.
Grog turns around.
He does have a tail. That's 4. That's 4 out of the 6.
4 tails of Zrael.
No, I mean, we could go with the Dawnwatchers.
No.
No, that's just...
That's just me. That's my family. You're not.
Oh.
You're not
family.
Dawnwatchers.
You're not family.
You're not Dawn.
I mean, that you know that we could be the Heartbreakers.
Heartbreakers.
Oh,
We're
God.
trying to do the opposite of that.
That is true.
Your DM really likes Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe.
We've been jumping planes a lot.
Plane skippers.
No, that just made me think of the video game Time Splitters.
Time bandits.
No, we're not stealing anything.
Right.
Technically.
No, that's just a dumb movie I watched the other day.
I love that movie. Mom, Dad, that's evil!
Let's see.
It was so trippy.
Oh my
It was so
God.
trippy.
The British personifications of death are always so good.
Zrael 5, 6, 8, 3, 4. We
If-
started off as 4, then we went to 5, then we went to 8.
If you
and
don't
7.
have a name for your group as a whole, I'll just take one or the other of your names.
Zhonya, Embersong.
Thank you. Like I said, if
We will come up with something later.
if the officials have any questions, they'll seek you out at the Lily. So, but and the potions, we'll figure that out before tomorrow.
Sure.
There's not
Sure.
really a timeline. The gates open when they open, and they stay open until sunset. So, don't rush. Take a breather. You sound like you've been through a lot. But I'll be here.
Damn day.
And I mean, if there's anything else, the scrolls, I'll have to check my inventory in the back if you want to wait here.
Sure.
I could do that. And was there anything else I could look for you?
That is all.
Nope. I want to go to the glory place. What's this called? Glory shop. I want to go to the glory shop.
Oh god, just the dumbest thing popped in my head. Because everything's connected to Kairos, right? Like, we've run into like 3 damn versions of Kai at this point, right? So if we take our initials, if we took our initials, we could be DEZ Kai.
I love it.
I don't get it.
Dragon Ball Z Kai was an accelerated
Yes.
version of DBZ released 10 years after the series finished. They cut out all the filler.
And then that basically last time on Tears of Kairos.
Last
Where-
time on Tuesday.
Wait, where's the D come from?
Dawnwatcher.
Dawnwatcher. Where
E-
there's no F
E-
in there.
No, E.
Etrin. Okay,
and then Z, Zhonya. So
Zhonya.
DEZ, Kai. No, we don't need to use that at all. My brain just went dumb.
No, we need to use it. We need to use it. Easy Kai.
Remember a group known as Deskai.
Okay. Raymond comes back with, he does have a, you were looking for Lehman's Tiny Hut, and was there something else? Too much happened.
That's all.
He does have a scroll, Lehman's Tiny Hut. He's asking just 150 gold for it.
Done. Pay that.
Done.
Okay.
You
He
can
pulls
do
out,
the
he
group
pulls
fund.
out a, he pulls out a little scale to weigh out the gold since it's not normal Israeli or normal Exandrian coin. And sends you on your way.
Alright, we go to the Lily and...
I know.
Okay.
I am trying to get to a rat point at that point, and call it a night with y'all. Y'all know where you need to go to get a room and we can pick back up with that next time. Hopefully next week, depending on life things. So I'll let Hewitt do all of the after-game things.
So far, I should be good for next week. I don't think I have any more field trips to go on for the remainder of the year.
Cool.
Anyway, so thank you for everybody that was watching. Sorry for the technical difficulties where we had a little bit of a oopsie doodle because the internet stopped, but we're back. If you want to know what you missed, you can also catch it on YouTube later. But social media wise, well, actually, no, I need to do that last. So, social, what's coming up? This Sunday is going to be kitchen table. I know that Mish and Emily have found more Verbo hell and Zillow hell to torture us with because the three of us know enough about contracting work and building to know that that's not up to code and wasn't up to code when they did it.
Now I want to be there. I want to chime in on the insurance side of things. Like, oh, that's not covered. That's not covered either. No one's fixing that shit.
We'll be back with Holy Winds after the hiatus because life and everything. Because Mardi Gras this month and all of us being in Louisiana, especially folks down in South Louisiana, made the last couple weeks a little wibbly wobbly. So we'll have
in the best way.
Yeah, Holy Winds next Monday. Redwell Chronicles will be back next Wednesday. And Tears of Kairos next Thursday. So also keep an eye out. We're going to have some changes to Roundtable coming up here soon. The next episode will be Sunday in a week, and we'll be talking about dice and how we feel about them. So we got that. Let's see, our charity. If you're watching, please donate if you can or can't. All proceeds will go to the Trevor Project through the end of next month. It is a very important charity, and it goes to a very good cause of helping kids get homes and therapy that need it because the world is not kind. Socials. On Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, we are Team Bonus Action. On Twitter, we are @bonus_team. And we also have a link tree, and you can find us on our website of teambonusaction.com, created by Fricky V. And since Knox is not here,
don't let your meatloaf. Good night, everybody. Comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.